I have said the hostile exploitation will stop, and I'll put every mechanism, every structure in place to ensure that hostile exploitation, the stealing, the thievery, and the intention will stop. They are criminalizing free speech, and this is the policeman here.
You see, they are now
sacking the police.
They are sacking us.
They are sacking us
not to speak.
No, you can't do that.
They are sacking us not to speak.
Let's speak.
Please, the police is sacking us
now,
not to
this
speak.
is where we are. Maybe I say you're junior.
The police is sacking us not to speak.
This is where we are.
Let's go to the entrance.
Let's go there.
The police is telling us not to speak to you.
We want our man.
We shouldn't speak to you.
We want our person. We want our person.
The police is telling us. You can see them in uniform.
You cannot intimidate us.
We cannot speak to you again. We can speak. The police is asking us not to speak.
We don't know why.
The police is asking us not to speak. You cannot see.
We don't know why yet.
The police is asking us not to speak. You can see them in uniform.
We build to national security. We are here at the police. You are not working for them. And nobody. We cannot see. The family is asking.
He's clearly committing a crime.
He's you invited him.
What is wrong to tell the media what you have told us? What you told us is not a secret. No, what outside? This is a public institution. This is a public institution. This office is built by taxpayers' money. It's built by taxpayers' money. What crime are we committing here? It's built by taxpayers' money. We should not speak in our country. Arresting somebody and we can't speak. You see, there will be change of power. Power will change. Power will change. Power will certainly change. Free David Asando now. Free David Asando now. We don't know what to say about President Mahama. Your CID, your BNI, your national security, and they are criminalizing free speech. Why? Are they? Any of the media guys can be picked any day. This guy has been picked. Come on, try and say do so. He's standing here and it's doing so not bad.
So when was he picked up? When was he picked up?
Yes,
Stand by and say,
we don't know where he is. Yabusa, Yakobi Yanai, Omuso Niho, Yabaha, Musum Namoto Safran, Oniho. Why? National security Omuso Niho. Are they? I don't nonsense. For more than 20 hours, and you're addressing media. The police says we cannot address the media. How can you say this?
They are in charge of our
waiting for the regional executives from Central Region. The regional chairman, expecting the regional chairman, regional organizer, regional women organizer, they will be in soon and we will start. Once again, we are grateful for honoring our invitation. I know you've been here for long, but in fact, for some of you, you were with us at the police CID. We are the new patriotic party. We are the new patriotic party. The elephant is a winnable. We shall win to save Ghana. The elephant is a winnable. We shall win she rado rado, she rado 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 rado, dum saba, 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 dum saba. Thank you very much. Okay, so.
Distinguished members of the media, senior officers, ladies and gentlemen, you are welcome to this afternoon's press briefing. The Ghana Police Service continues to record significant operational successes in its fight against serious crime. Today's briefing covers 4 major investigative and operational developments. 1. 3 suspects arrested for child sexual exploitation offenses and 4 victims rescued in the Ashanti and Bono regions of Ghana. 2. Police arrest suspect in connection with the murder and burning of a body at Legon Bypass. 3. Police arrest suspect for non-consensual sharing of intimate images. 4. Police arrest alleged leader of a child trafficking syndicate. 2 victims rescued, 1 still missing. 5. Police investigates murder of a woman at Ewutu Bentum, suspect in custody. Now to the first story of 3 suspects arrested for child sexual exploitation offenses and 4 victims rescued in the Ashanti and Bono regions of Ghana. The Ghana Police Service, working in close collaboration with the Australian Federal Police and Interpol, has arrested 3 Ghanaians for the taking, production, publication, and processing of indecent images, photographs, and videos of children, contrary to Section 62(1)(a), (b), (c), and (d) of the Cybersecurity Act 2020, Act 1038. In January 2026, Interpol Accra received an intelligence report from Interpol Canberra in Australia and the Crimes Against Children Unit of the Interpol General Secretariat regarding a case of child sexual exploitation. The intelligence was shared by the Australian Federal Police and the Australian Centre to Counter Child Exploitation Victim Identification Team. According to the intelligence report, an Australian offender who was arrested in 2025 and is currently standing trial in Australia received child sexual exploitation material from facilitators based in Ghana. Records further showed that the offender transferred funds to the facilitators in Ghana in exchange for child sexual exploitation material involving victims also located in Ghana.
So anybody minister, see, there's one minister, he's so arrogant.
Who? Which of them? Okuji Chablapa.
God forbid.
Lance Minister.
Forbid.
Minister of Communications.
God
Sam
forbid.
George.
God forbid.
Not Sam George?
No, at all.
But who is arrogant?
Why will you mention those things? Because those names are not even seen to be arrogant at all.
Those are my people, so at least I can.
They can never. In fact, they are the people that can never be arrogant.
No, I can safely mention them without getting into it.
Oh, no.
When I mention Sam George today, I am.
Indeed, Sam George.
When I mention Okuji
there's something
today,
you don't know. Sam George coming all through the parliamentary and all that. It was me and him and some orchestration.
Sam George, I can walk into his office and say that today we need you on air and he will come.
That's what I'm saying.
Sam George,
that's why I'm saying that. It would get to a time. You remember?
But who is the most arrogant?
See, there was something that came up that I said that we shall name and shame.
Yes.
You are right?
Yes.
That agenda.
Yes. Yes.
Will be triggered soon.
Who is the first on the list?
You.
No, I'm not a minister. I'm not an appointee.
I thought you were.
No, I'm not.
In charge of this place.
But which of them? Which ministry? If you won't mention the name.
Why are you panicking?
I'm not panicking.
If I mention the ministry, then you know the person.
There are ministers, there are deputy ministers in every ministry.
So but why? If I say a minister, I said minister.
Deputy ministers are ministers too.
Oh, they are not. They are deputy ministers.
They are deputy ministers.
Yes. So minister.
But which industry? If you won't mention
the industry.
Yes.
In charge of Ghana Affairs.
Ghana trade or agric or...
Why? Agric is a... Hey, those names, they are dear to my heart.
I'm talking about the Indian.
They are dear to my heart.
Thank you very much for your time.
What did you say? I'm a
comrade. Hey. So is it health once I mentioned Akando?
No, that's a good guy. Jesus Christ. I mean, this is somebody you call. He sees your call and is rushing to pick it.
Minister of Health?
Beautiful guy. Handsome guy. Gentle guy.
He comes off as unassuming.
You know, let me tell you something. About 99% of President Mohammed's appointees are as humble as that.
But the 1% is what we want to know.
I'll come out later. I'm dealing with it in a way. The way I want to deal with it, I want to do the exposure of the person in front of the person and the president when they are together. Then the news will come out about it.
This is serious.
Yes. I will.
Joshua.
If the president is listening, anytime I meet him together with that particular person or the two that I'm talking about, I would embarrass them and then you get to know the people.
Which of the ministries?
Don't worry, when I get there.
Joshua Kamba.
The president has signed into law to allow other private universities.
Exactly.
Do you know how many people are happy about it?
Yes. The breaking of the monopoly.
Exactly. If this is just what they did, let the president let's punish some people for that.
From the Ghana Police Service?
Yes, whoever is in charge of this. You see, Dumswa is back, so what? If that is what it is, unless there's something more to it, do you understand? That we don't know. But if I go and say Dumswa is back, what didn't they tell President Mahama in this country? What didn't you tell all these leaders? Me that I've not even been president. What accusations and lies have I not been told on before? Have you ever heard me commenting? No. So what is it that so Dumswa is back? So what? They should come and pick me. Dumswa is back. What? Is Dumswa back? No. There are issues. It's the MPP that left the problem. There was a bend. Is it John Jinapo that went to bend the place? Is it President Muhammad that bend the place? Listen,
John has been speaking to all of them.
Ghanaians are descending. Ghanaians know the problem. You understand? So this one, you don't make somebody like that popular. Now you have become popular. I'm sure you didn't even know who he is.
Yeah, I didn't know.
Then all of a sudden, he's up there. Who doesn't want this popularity?
Government is broke, But people are spending billions to go inside the government that is broke. Have you ever seen a minister who resigned because government is broke before? Government has no money. Have you ever seen a governor who said, ladies and gentlemen, when I was elected, I thought the government had money. Now I discover government has no money, I resign. Have you ever seen it? Government has no money, but they are bringing money out at election time. Where is that money coming from? So they are lying. What is happening is that there are two types of wicked people in government. Type 1, they eat current money. Any money they find in government, they will eat it. They are wicked about that one. There is type 2. Type 2, they eat current money and future money. They will say, my term will end next year. When I leave, how will I eat money? Let me borrow money now and borrow money of the future and eat it now. Government is broke. But people are spending billions to go inside the government that is broke. Have you ever seen a minister who resigned because government is broke before? Government has no money. Have you ever seen a governor who said, ladies and gentlemen, when I was elected, I thought the government had money. Now I discover government has no money, I resign. Have you ever seen it? Government has no money, but they are bringing money out at election time. Where is that money coming from? So they are lying. What is happening is that there are two types of wicked people in government. Type 1, they eat current money. Any money they find in government, they will eat it. They are wicked about that one. There is type 2. Type 2, they eat current money and future money. They will say, my term will end next year. When I leave, how will I eat money? Let me borrow money now and borrow money of the future and eat it now. Government is broke.
All right, good morning. Good morning. Thank you very much for joining the show. This is Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. Today is the 13th of May 2026, and this is the day the Lord has made. Indeed, we're grateful that we're able to return here to join the nation's conversation on the big issues that are making the rounds in our dear country. God, indeed, it's a rare privilege. Thank you to the Almighty God for this opportunity. I also want to say a big thanks to you, our viewers. You tune in every day, 7 a.m. to 9:55, to enjoy the quality of the conversation that we have here. Today is not going to be an exception. My guest, fantastic guest, fascinating guest. You don't want to miss out on the opinions that they'll be joining us to express on what the papers are saying today. Let me go straight ahead and look at what the papers are reporting today, as I did indicate. Now, Daily Graphic says that 44 busted over BECE exam center infractions. There's rubber processors demand export ban, FOB under declaration push industry to the brink. There's GCB Bank supports World Cup bid with 5 million cedis. NPA pilots 24-hour economy in petroleum downstream. Daily Guide says the policeman caged over 38,000 Momo vendor robbery. My duties at Edubwa and his company, not criminal. Mahama, Dumso Post, Agona West organizer released. NPP slams government. Attack on Ghanaians in essay. 300 seek voluntary repatriation. And there's Kaswa trader killed, suspect arrested. The Insight this morning says SMG hails China's market for Africa with historic unimpeded zero tariff policy. And then there's NPA kickstarts 24-hour economy initiative, over 250 fuel stations, 8 depots to be captured under a pilot phase. And there's the Shrawi leader, Brahim Ghali, condemns international statements on Western Sahara in a letter to UN chief. And there's free SHS may face 72,000 placement gap in 2026, according to EduWatch. And as Cuba's foreign ministry condemns new U.S. economic and commercial blockade. And then there's, all right, so that's basically with the Insight for today. The Herald says independent Ghanaian MP busted in Amsterdam over $32 million case. There's MPA pilot fuel station initiative with 24-hour authority. And then still with the Herald, pressure mounts on IGP to release original UCC results amid ASP promotion exam controversy. And then there's CIDBNI. Joint operation catches East Legon sex video entrepreneur. 18 questions police administration must answer over promotion exam scandal. And the xenophobia victim gets fresh start from Ibrahim Mohammed's support. The Ghanaian publisher this morning is reporting that Edubwa in the trial, ASL, not involved in criminal activities, according to state witness. I will lead Ashanti MPP with humility, according to COCA. And as government borrows 120 billion cedis in 4 months. Bande Des Remonacha published Yamin Galamsey report, and there's an African Forward Summit. Time for African solutions, according to the Jospon group of companies chairman, Dr. Siaon Ejepon. The Accra Times this morning says, help save lives. Obobia Dakun Opoko appeals to corporate bodies and individuals. And as FIDA Ghana urges Speaker to facilitate swift passage of Property Rights of Spouses Bill. There's also Speaker Bagwing donates to needy institutions in Nadoli. There's Parliament urges African leaders and legislators to partner anti-corruption bodies. And there's Governor Isiama urges Africa's stakeholders to strengthen digital finance. There's Unimac Dean of Students' Right Beyond Insults. The News Center, yes, is the newest addition to we'll call it the new kid on the block, the News Center. But anyway, congratulations to you, Elvis Darkman. I think you've done a fantastic job with the News Center. He used to be with the Finder newspaper, but now with the News Center. Congrats. Ending 1D, 1F deepens joblessness. Policy revival critical to tackling unemployment, according to Apenyo Marking. Government borrows 120 billion cedis in 4 months, signaling fiscal strain. MTN cautions public over fake online promotions. Ibrahim Ahmad gifts xenophobia victim business 200,000 cedis. Dumso Post arrest Nanabi slams BNI and CID. And then you have the custodian that says the government borrows 120 billion cedis from T-bills in 4 months. There's 1D1F, neglect worsens youth unemployment, Apanyomakin blast government. And there's a PW3 affirms the ASL not engaged in criminal activities. And also at Nairobi Summit, Jospon Boss urges African-led business partnerships. And there's UGMC, Human Milk Bank, seeks breast milk donations. Oh, that's quite interesting. Breast milk donations. Okay. Daily Post this morning says Ibrahim Mahama supports xenophobia victim with 200K and hardware business initiative. And there's Roads Minister Kwame Agboja chases lazy road contractors. Mahama approves evacuation of 300 Ghanaians from South Africa after xenophobic attacks. NPA, 24-Hour Economy Authority, launched pilot phase of 24-hour economy in petroleum downstream sector. And then you have the B&FT says corporate securities value traded hit 2.8 billion cedis in 4 months. And then you also have GCB Bank donates 5 million cedis in support of Black Stars. And there's prime market rent push traders to brink. Unofficial goodwill payment up to 500,000 cedis demanded for prime locations. There's UBA tops our industry with lowest bad loans showing strong risk control. That's with the Business and Financial Times. Now, the Daily Statesman says that Coca Galamsey fight must rise above politics. And also James Owusu unveils blueprint to reposition NPP USA for Bamia's 2028 win. And as Ghanaian youth are not lazy, poor policies are failing them, according to Chum Berima. This is Chum we've been talking. He's been a very good friend of mine since our days at University of Ghana, Legon. He's been in the news a lot. I'm wondering what's happening. NPP appoints Stonash as spokesperson for foreign policy and diaspora ahead of 2028. And NPA rolls out 24-hour economy in 268 fuel stations. The new crusading guy says 268 fuel stations to pilot NPA's 24-hour economy drive. And there's a DDM fever sweeps through Eastern Region NDC as a Dakuji tackles Mark Oliver Kevo for chairman seat. There's 2005 Wesley Girls High School Group, PZ Cousins Touch Lives of Mothers. And there's just one chairman pushes for African-led partnerships at Africa Forward Summit. And then NPP youth activists write, why Gordon Asaripediako is a communications choice NPP must not ignore. And the Daily Searchlight says Africa declared central to global economic reform at Nairobi Africa Forward Summit, and there's lack of discipline as over 100 state institutions miss SIGA financial reporting deadline. So punish them. Simple as that. You miss the deadline, punish them, sanction them. Professor Michael White, please punish them, sanction them. Much ado about nothing. BNI releases MP Agona West organizer after arrest over alleged false publication. These things we must move away from. Just let's move on, you know. Oh, God. And then the Inquisitor says things fall apart. GRA boss is hot for treating some oil companies with kid gloves. And there's a Cocoa Board eyes new funding model for 2026-2027 cocoa season. And then my predecessor is there, a picture of Dr. Randy Abbey. Congrats, Dr. Doc, and good morning. I hope you're doing very well wherever you are. There's 29 hospitals for nationwide launch of Mahama Care's GMTF boss. I'm talking about Ghana Medical Trust Fund. Obobi has been talking. And then you have the Ghanaian Times. 72,000 BEC graduates face placement crisis. EduWatch report once. And then there's vacate Bush Highway or face action. And there's GCB Bank commits 5 million cedis to support Black Stars campaign. Police arrest 2 over deadly highway robberies in Upper East. Mahama halts. Okay, so now with the Informer, Police Council urged to investigate exam fraud. And there's GWL cracks down water theft. There's Domi Kwabenya MP cries over hospital death trap road. And there's MPP builds policy war chamber to unseat NDC in 2028 elections. So it'll be interesting to pick the thoughts of one of my guests there on this policy and sector and standing committees that have been formed. And there's some of the concerns that have come up. There's some of the very, very good friends in the MPP have called me to express some concerns. But anyway, we'll see whether we have some time to deal with that. But the Business and Financial Times says that GCB Bank donates 5 million in support of the Black Stars. There's prime market rent push traders to brink. Unofficial goodwill payments up to 500,000 demanded on prime locations. And then finally, my jaw online says 500,000 grant candidates begin 2026 WASI across Ghana today. Congratulations, but best of luck to them. That's what I should say. Wish them well. NIA workers begin strike over conditions of service. That's with my jaw online. Now, the City Newsroom said government borrows 120 billion cedis from T-bills in the first 4 months of 2026. And there's a free SHS resolved feeding challenges, according to Harry Naidusu, who's the sector minister. And then you also have the Ghana Web that says what MP OK from Pond said about his reported arrest, fraud allegations in 2025. And the socialized African identified as East Legon businessman arrested by CIDBNI. And there's an open letter to His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. You may want to check out that as well. Now, Chelsea, we're told, is also exploring deal to appoint Xavi Alonso, and that's down with Metro TV Online. There's 500,000 SHS students start WASI today. Once again, best of luck, good luck to them. And there's also executive chairman of the Jospin Group addresses delegates at the Africa Forward Summit in Kenya. All right, thanks for, paying attention to the online review and the newspapers as well. There's more to come. Don't go anywhere. My guests are seated. I'll tell you who they are shortly.
Tanumo, onunchoni ha odama, chiechele wekun. Wanyanu chumo, osoli mojiake, ubawo nani, aya, baba shushu. Amen.
Finding the ideal property shouldn't be a daunting task. At MNC Properties, we believe everyone deserves a place to call home. That's why we specialize in providing affordable housing options under our flagship project, Fresh Property Joy. Specifically designed for low and medium income earners. Our range of customizable homes includes 2 and 3 bedroom standard and executive options, all meticulously crafted using innovative interlocking brick technology. We understand the importance of simplicity and convenience in the acquisition process. That's why we have designed our procedures to be straightforward and hassle-free, offering flexible payment options tailored to your individual needs. In addition to our affordable homes, we proudly offer litigation-free lands for sale in vibrant and upscale communities that present the perfect opportunity to build your dream home. We are committed to making affordable housing a reality, providing you with the joy of owning a home that meets your budgets and aspirations. Whether you're looking to buy, rent, or invest, we've got you covered. Our service team is ready to assist you on 030-255-1917. MNC Properties.
Mommy, good morning.
Hello. Good morning, my son. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you, Mom. How about you?
I'm fine.
Joe, I just saw your mom doing her usual morning routine. Like, it was just 2 weeks she underwent a major colon surgery.
Bro, see, my mom is doing perfectly fine, and we're all excited about it. It was minimally invasive surgery, and the recovery has been very fast.
Minimally? Hey! No, wait. What do you mean by that?
So they offered my mom a laparoscopic colon surgery. Laparoscopic colon surgery, which we accepted. It turned out it was equally safe with a very fast recovery time, and the cost involved too was very, very reasonable. She was discharged 3 days after the surgery, and you can see her, she's on her feet again.
3 days?
Just 3 days, bro.
Mean Tuber Hospital, first Ghana colorectal center, aimed to serve a peculiar health need.
Hey buddy, it's me Azar.
Yeah, me now they see.
Hey, you look fresh. With your label today.
Wait till you see what's inside me. Azar, freshly made inside and out for greater coverage and colors that last longer and beautify your walls, spaces and places. Azar, no size. Go ahead. Buy now. Azar, #1 from Azar Group since 1921.
Grab your bottle and unleash the taste of Storm Energy Drink. A bold flavor, a big attitude, feel the vibe, own the moment. It's your time to be different. Storm Energy Drink, make your mark.
Excessive drinking can be detrimental to health, not recommended for persons under 18 years, lactating mothers, pregnant women, and people sensitive to caffeine. This advert is FDA approved.
Hello, my friends. My name is Calcate Toothpaste.
Wow.
I was made to be gentle on your gum, but protected. I will protect your teeth from cavity, make your teeth whiter, stronger, keep your mouth fresh all day. And best of all, I'm strawberry flavored. So put on a smile and try me.
That's amazing.
Just try me. That's my job.
If you say so, jump on my brush. Makes your teeth stronger, chicky whiter, chicky stronger. Yay! You did it!
I'm glad you like your new toothpaste. Don't forget to brush both day and night.
Calcates. Happy smile.
In my line of work, a confident smile is everything. Kel Charcoal Toothpaste keeps me on top of my game and ensures my smile is always radiant and bright.
With the tiring nature of my job, we spend several hours under the scorching sun. To keep our teeth white and our breath fresh all the time, we use none other than Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. You're on a Kessie and in a kit one.
Samayo Kendini, a who be here, Sametra Sapapadia to a mammy manful. Kel Charcoal's natural ingredients, and a bomb is so buying, a man is swing, and a sansu mama hotel so a will bedroom.
Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. Choose Kel Charcoal Toothpaste for anti-cavity, whiter teeth, and fresher breath all day. Available in 80 gram and 150 gram. Grab yours today.
Kel, happy smile. This advert is FDA approved.
Looking for the ultimate oil city getaway? Welcome to the Groove Ethipon Beach Resort, where luxury meets adventure. Host your meetings and events in our fully equipped conference facility. Relax our sparkling pool, unwind in cozy rooms, satisfy your cravings at our scenic restaurant, and enjoy fun-packed recreational activities and a walk through our charming menus. Whether it's business, pleasure, or pure escape, the Groove is your perfect destination.
Launching BSc Development Economics at the Ghana Christian University College. Study a job-ready university program, BSc Development Economics at the Ghana Christian University College. Job is ready for graduates who possess degrees and certificates in BSc Development Economics, professional certificate in Theoeconomy, certificate in Theoeconomy with business. Enroll at the Department of Theology and Economics at the Ghana Christian University College, Amrahia, Adenta Dodua Road, Accra. Full bursary is available for BSc Development Economics graduates to study master's program at a state university in South Africa. Enroll now. Take advantage of this opportunity to join elite professionals in economics. Call 0557 351 090 or 0575 633 307 or 030 296 0542. WhatsApp us on 0557 351 090 or you can get in touch online on www.theoeconomy.edu.gh. Powered by the Center for Theology and Economics, CTEC.
Hello everyone, I'm Madam Kam from Burkina Faso.
I invite all of Burkina people, diaspora, IAS, to come at Metro TV 23 May for Cook Africa AU Day. Je me présente Madame Kam, je suis du Burkina Faso. J'invite toute la population à sortir massivement pour Cook African AU Day à Metro TV le 23 mai. Sortez massivement.
Penny Mama Soya, then I'm on a basso. Jane, why you na? Can was na? Ye Tony na. Okay, from Pong, my name is MC, Honorable Saramako and Jinahi. Na and Chebri, and I am Penny, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Ete, a Kiafu was and Teatrum North. A problems. And less than 6 hours, and I didn't crab. I said, or told you any tomatoes in now. Or my penny, I did a memo as a man. Udi Pacro, Udi Untos Sika anymore. Yeah, do Sika. I'm a way, cash and carry 24-hour economy. I'm told, more near my way, and more you, Mamma Musica. Maybe I'm so more, Mamma Musica. Why be on the Eton in toast? Be a summer patrol. Be a summer patrol. A good deal. 1,008, one and Sika, one and in toast. Mammy, oh, my penny, and I'm on prayer. A bona John Dramani, my Excellency, President of Ghana, say, you know, you might be in a costono. Jane was Santia Chimena. Or turning na the aqua school for no in toast in this or turning na again the name of 4 I'm not empty the who can and also a boy. I go to Chairman Penny and I'm Mampedi Sanatia or Baba Sagena, my Mampedi and the petting coin now, so that I'm watching. 72 bucks now. 72 bucks. 72 bucks, but we have 500 Ghana cedis. But they ask him no for this moment there a privilege my because any idea na jeni no ye nya obi a auto if you go pro na tin so na bola na aboboka tafe de papa de ye jana ke yawu 50 cities to 100 cities no mu tie tia mai yeah the bar 50 cities 100 cities aba be tia bo no 300 cities yeah mama baba Member Mahama Basso, so I had where is a MPP? A Benipa do say, historical day, didn't see that. Sir, we have one to see it in the door. Now, pull on we have one to be gone. I came with them. Janet Mabuna Pro, what about to Mabuna Pro? In German Penny Mahama Soya, then I'm on Basso. Jenna Wahina, Kabina was na.
All right, you're watching Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. Thank you once again for staying with us. We appreciate your time. Let me say that my guests are here, as I did in Kate, and I'm going to tell you who they are. Mr. Kwesi Pratt Jr., former managing editor of the Insight newspaper, is with us this morning, a veteran and seasoned journalist and a statesman as well. Good morning, sir. Thank you very much for joining us. Uncle C, it's always a pleasure to have you join us on the show. Also joining us is a man who hasn't been here in a while. He's been very, very busy doing other things. He always loves to serve this country called Ghana, but also likes to serve his party very, very diligently. But today he's been able to make the time to join us. He's one of the, call it the the pioneers here as far as the Good Morning Ghana is concerned. And so when he joins us, we're happy. Basically, we're happy and very excited to have him. I'm talking about the man who is also the former MP for Subing and also an aspiring General Secretary of the New Patriotic Party. I'm talking about the man Eugene Boachi Entry. Good morning, sir. Thank you very much for joining us. It's always a pleasure to have you join us. It's been a while.
Likewise.
Yeah, long time, Eugene.
Likewise.
You know, how have you been? How's the family?
Well, so far,
how's life?
We can't complain. Life has been fair to us.
Right.
Life is in opposition. It's not a great one, but hey.
Right.
Yes, we move.
Right.
Yes, good morning to your viewers too. It's been a while. And let me wish them happy and prosperous New Year too.
Yeah.
Wishing them in May.
Does it sometimes bother you that you are too honest about your opinions and your feelings about how things are, whether Ghana, your party, as a personal philosophy, which is, if it is bad, it's bad. If it's good, it's good. If it's not going well, we have to say it as it is. I don't know, is something that bothers you, or people just have to accept you for who you are?
Well, I think in our 69-year history of independent Ghana, this country has been through a lot. We've had our tumultuous past, military takeovers, constitutional democracies, and we are practicing what is known as the executive presidency. And growing up in Ghana, I witnessed at least 2 coups d'etats. And it's not something we wish on this nation ever again, no matter how bad our democracy is. We are still evolving, and every nation must be built on a degree of honesty. Understand? It doesn't matter whose ox is being gored. If President John Mahama is doing something that's wrong, we must all condemn it. If former President Kufuor is doing something that's wrong, we must all condemn it. It's about Ghana. Without the nationhood or statehood Ghana, it wouldn't be MPP and DC. You understand? And well, I'll say guys of my generation, some of us had to leave this country in our early 20s, and we're teenagers, because of the conditions at the time. Universities were being closed, hardship all over the place, and what have you. And no matter what, if you look at what is going on in South Africa now, it means we must develop our nation for people to live here, be comfortable here, feel safe, be able to have access to jobs, good quality healthcare, and what have you. And I think that's the aspiration of every decent-minded Ghanaian. Let's have some quality schools, the kind of schools that we're used to. You understand? Access, good, quality, good. Ghana's education is one of the best, across the world. Every institution you walk up to, you see a Ghanaian working there. That's the kind of education that we had. And these are the kind of things we all aspire to have and to, develop our nation with. Because that's what we came to meet our forebears. This country was so developed that me some few years ago that if you had to travel abroad, those days, either we're going to study or it's like you travel soup.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yes.
But that was how great this country was.
Yeah.
You understand? And we all hope and pray that we'll get there. This is about individuals and how our backgrounds and how we all feel and how we all see things. But the most important thing is that we build a very robust democracy. So robust that our institutions, everybody feels safe with the institutions of state, that they will be given the protection, the safety, the care, the attention, and what have you. And I believe these are the kind of driving principles that, brought majority.
One of the values that I believe you share with Uncle Kwesi Pratt is the value of honesty and being brutally honest. Usually when you are like that, you lose some friends and you would also make some friends. But it's something that you can deal with.
It's not a problem.
You don't, yes,
like I said, we all come from different backgrounds.
Yeah.
So we all don't expect to be operating like robots. You understand?
No.
You may disagree with me.
Yeah.
I may also disagree with you.
Yeah.
But the most important thing is that which position is going to help the cause of our democracy. You see? And that is that. I mean...
Obviously, is it difficult to be very honest in the kind of political climate that we find ourselves in, where you speak truth to power? It doesn't matter if the person is your best friend, because you've been on that tangent for a very long time. And I'm sure that there are some people, when you call, they won't even answer your call.
And going to prison and all that.
It's almost like a crime, to be honest, in that kind of environment, obviously. I don't know that my observations are right.
Well, I think it depends on the circumstances. It depends on what you're looking at and so on. For the individual, I think it's always better to be honest and candid, because it saves you the trouble of having to lie over and over and over again.
Right.
You understand? If you lie once, you have to
keep
lie
lying
again and keep lying and so on. So it's more relaxing, it's more pleasure and so on, just to speak your mind. But there are consequences for speaking your mind. Because not all of us have the same interest. Not all of us even agree on the facts. I mean, right now, over the last couple of months, there's been a huge debate among scientists and astrologers as to whether or not Pluto is a planet. So even in the simple question of whether Pluto is a planet or not, there are several competing facts, there are several competing analyses, and so on. You understand? And for some people, their very life and existence depends on particular narratives. So if you attack particular narratives, or if you dent holes in particular narratives, you've crossed the red line. They see it as an attack on their being and whatever they have aspired for and so on. And they come back fighting, you know. So, look, it's a tricky world. We live in a very, very tricky world, you know. If you come to the area of religion, for example, I mean, all religion is undoubtedly superstition. So you're talking about competing superstitions. And when it comes to superstition, facts are not important. Empirical evidence is useless. So when you're dealing with superstitious people, where is the truth and where is the lie? Because superstitious people don't operate within the regime of truth and lies. They operate mainly
faith and belief. That's
on the platform of belief. So when you're dealing with superstitious people, how do you deal with them? Are you going to insist on facts? It doesn't matter to them. Are you going to insist on empirical analysis? It doesn't matter to them, and so on. So the most important thing to recognize is that we live in a very complex world. This world is a very, very complex world. And in this complex world, the ability to survive is accentuated by a thorough understanding of the society and the dynamics that keeps it going. To be safe, to be safe in this world, you have to be, and I know that some people will disagree, but you have to be a Marxist to understand reality in its fullness. Okay, and for me, the most important thing in understanding this world is the law of dialectics, which sees the interconnectedness of all things. So once you begin to understand the interconnectedness of all things and so on, nothing is strange. Nothing is inexplicable and so on. So that's the advantage of being a Marxist, because the science of dialectics then aids your complete understanding of the world. You cannot be a Marxist without understanding the world in its complexity and in its fullness and so on. So you've asked a very difficult question. There's no straightforward answer. It just leads us to a very complicated world.
But Ongosi, in all our spheres of endeavor and all that we do in our lives, we ought to take feedback, Because without feedback, we all agree you can't do better, because it's almost like you're walking in the dark alley or in the shadow. But for some reason, feedback is very difficult to take, and especially for our politicians who are in the business of constantly interacting with people and so on. And you'd expect that when a colleague says, hey, watch it, rather than listening to what the person is saying, we're more interested in who is saying it in order to place premium of value or importance on what the person is saying. I mean, how can you be a successful politician or even a human being without listening to what people are saying? Of course, that's not to say take everything people are saying, but you've got to be able to decipher.
You see,
I don't get it, but people don't want to hear the truth.
No, Moro, you again.
See, on several occasions, you've been on this platform where you have called people out, whether NDC, MPP, and you're saying, watch it, it's bad, it's blah, blah, blah. And people call me and say, why do you guys put this man on? He's making us unpopular and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, but that's your problem. But people don't want to hear feedback.
Moro, there's again a very big problem. I mean, the assumption is that feedback is good. So, how do you determine
a good or bad feedback?
Exactly, or whether even the feedback you're getting is sincere? I mean, 2 weeks ago, I put out something on my Twitter page.
Yes.
What is it? I'm driving through the streets of Accra. Somebody, a street vendor, stops me and says, I haven't eaten the whole day, So can you give me 10 cedis to buy some cocoa and so on? So I had 10 cedis, I gave it to the street vendor. Then he immediately launches into serious attacks on the MPP. How the MPP is responsible for all the problems we've had and so on. And I said to him that, look, I am not an NDC person. Instantly, he flips. And all the attacks on John Mahama, how he has brought back Dumso and so on. So, what is the mechanism for determining whether the feedback you are getting is genuine, truly reflects the views and evaluation of the people who are giving the feedback?
Very important question.
How do you treat feedback? It's a huge problem, you understand? Now, I've been around in this national political thing for some time, you understand? And I'll give you one example. There was one election, I think that must have been in the 1992 election, where a candidate lost the election. It was declared at the polling station that he had lost the elections. And he saw his polling agents take off his party T-shirt. And beneath his party T-shirt was the opponent's party T-shirt. And his polling agents started jubilating. They were jubilating because he had lost, and they were his polling agents. And they had 2 T-shirts on. So basically, and he should know, he's been around for some time, he should know, party allegiance. The same person wearing an NDC T-shirt in the morning, in the evening is wearing an MPP T-shirt. So it's difficult for you to determine whether he's truly NDC or MPP. He knows that if the aspiring parliamentary candidate comes around, he will get a little cash. So when the aspiring NDC candidate comes, he wears the NDC T-shirt to collect some cash. When the aspiring MPP politician comes around, he wears the MPP T-shirt to get some cash. So increasingly, it's becoming difficult, to evaluate feedback. Increasingly, you understand? I mean, look, you go to social media today, it's awash with campaigns for presidential hopefuls and so on. Do you believe what you see on social media? Many of them are doing it because he knows that this guy, if I praise him and say that he will be the best presidential candidate for 2028, at least my breakfast will be catered for. Huh?
That's true.
When he's given a chance to vote, he would not probably vote for the person he's making noises for and so on. This is the country we have built.
That's true.
This is the politics we have developed. So it's very difficult to tell. And I've been in a situation where there's a chap in the NPP that I'm very close with. And I have many friends in the NPP, you know, very close. And I heard this chap actually on radio, full of praise for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and how he will be the best president of Ghana and so on. And I know the person. So I was wondering. In the afternoon, the person stops by the office. I said, well, I heard you this one. Say, oh, Jai, what's up? Like, he can't be quiet. You understand? So this is the country we have built. I mean, today, it will take enormous courage, huge courage, for anybody in the National Democratic Congress, minister, deputy minister, member of parliament, whatever, to publicly disagree with President John Dramani Mahama. It's almost impossible.
It's inconceivable.
Inconceivable. And that is why when in the Akufo-Addo regime, a number of parliamentarians took a firm stand against the appointment of the finance minister and so on, it became a big issue because it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. Everybody just toes the line. Line of least resistance, line of rewards, and so on. That's what many people are engaging. So if you happen to be a little different and you speak your mind, you stand out, people think you're doing something extraordinary. It is not, it shouldn't be extraordinary.
And you know, in most cases,
speaking your mind shouldn't be extraordinary at all. It should be common.
In most cases, the people who are speaking their minds have actually turned out to be vindicated.
Yeah, but who cares about vindication?
When somebody must lift a big stone, and give it to them.
But who cares about being vindicated? The concern is not about being vindicated. The concern is not about making history or standing on the right side of history.
You've betrayed the party, that's all.
No, the concern is being able to live a life of comfort. That's the concern. So whether we are vindicated or not, for as long as we are living a life of comfort, we have achieved the objective. So vindication doesn't really matter. You know, and I don't like claiming vindication. As you see, the claim of vindication usually comes after the destruction has taken place.
That's true.
You see something, it's very dangerous, you speak about it, everybody comes at you, and then 2, 3, 4 years later, you are vindicated. But the harm has already been done. So claiming vindication is...
You can't help it. You can't help it. Look, you don't have to claim the vindication.
Yeah.
Somebody can't claim the vindication for your behalf.
And then what? The harm has been done. The destruction has been done.
But they didn't listen to you, Uncle Kwesi.
But you think that when we are vindicated, anybody is going to listen in the future?
Anyway, well, that's true.
It don't matter.
That's true.
The whole point is, look, how am I going to pay my children's school fees? My salary is not enough to pay the school fees of 4 children.
How do I make more money?
Tomorrow, I'll give you a small test. This morning, after we leave the studio, just walk with us downstairs and see something for yourself. Normally, there will be about 20 to 30 people standing there, waiting for panelists on this show.
Yes.
And as soon as you get there, they start heaping accolades on you. The best politician Ghana has ever seen, future president, and so on. You know that. Those who gather at the radio stations and television stations to do this, what are they looking for? That's true. Just looking for enough money to go and buy his breakfast. But unfortunately, some of our leaders take these things seriously. They come to Metro TV, they sit on this platform, they get down there, there are 20 people shouting their praises and so on, so that they can get 200 CDs in the morning. And they take it so serious, they go and declare their intentions to become president. They are idiots.
Mr. Kwesi Pratt for president.
Hey, my friend, I beg you, my friend. I have no interest. No interest whatsoever.
But the campaign has started for you.
Campaign where?
Oh, people have started.
They're wasting their time.
Okay.
Look, I have so many things to do with the few years of my life which is left than to waste my time trying to be president or minister. Look, I have very few years left.
Oh, busy.
I've lived most of the years of my life.
Yes.
The small that I have, I'm not going to waste it on trying to become president or trying to become minister or ambassador or something. This is a useless enterprise.
Right. So you believe people who are honest, usually must stay the course. Don't be bogged down. Don't be distracted. Don't be discouraged by the fact that some people think that you're brutally honest. But speaking of which, how is your? I want to assume that you're still on the your General Secretary Aspirations course. I mean, you're still on it. I want to believe so.
You said it during the introduction.
Yeah, that's true. Aspiring, yes, that's true. I said that. I just wanted a confirmation from you. Yes. And in just a few minutes, let me. Okay, so my production team tells me that we should take a small break. It's just a minute's break. So when we come back, you just need a few minutes to tell us so far how it's going and whether you're done with the consultations and how good your chances are looking, or how bright your chances are looking. And then we'll move to our more substantive issues for the day. Yes, we'll
This is what they call happiness, bro.
All right, please.
Dance, yeah. Ade, Bobo, Gaga, Age down. Ade, hey, slow mo, the kind of slow mo, bro. Ade, give them. Ade, give them.
Real property shouldn't be a daunting task. At MNC Properties, we believe everyone deserves a place to call home. That's why we specialize in providing affordable housing options under our flagship project, Fresh Property Joy, specifically designed for low and medium income earners. Our range of customizable homes includes 2 and 3 bedroom standard and executive options, all meticulously crafted using innovative interlocking brick technology. We understand the importance of simplicity and convenience in the acquisition process. That's why we have designed our procedures to be straightforward and hassle-free, offering flexible payment options tailored to your individual needs. In addition to our affordable homes, we proudly offer litigation-free lands for sale in vibrant and upscale communities that present the perfect opportunity to build your dream home. We are committed to making affordable housing a reality, providing you with the joy of owning a home that meets your budgets and aspirations. Whether you're looking to buy, rent, or invest, we've got you covered. Our service team is ready to assist you on 030-255-1917. MNC Properties.
Mommy, good morning.
Oh, good morning, my son. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you, Mom. How about you?
I'm fine.
Joe, I just saw your mom doing her usual morning routine. Like, it was just 2 weeks she underwent a major colon surgery.
Bro, see, my mom is doing perfectly fine, and we're all excited about it. It was minimally invasive surgery, and the recovery has been very fast.
Minimally? Hey! No, wait. What do you mean by that?
So they offered my mom a laparoscopic colon surgery. Laparoscopic colon surgery, which we accepted. It turned out it was equally safe with a very fast recovery time, and the cost involved too was very, very reasonable. She was discharged 3 days after the surgery, and you can see her, she's on her feet again.
3 days?
Just 3 days, bro.
Mean Tuber Hospital, first Ghana colorectal center, in to serve a peculiar health need.
Looking Looking for comfort, convenience, and class all in one place? Welcome to Stay Easy Apartments on Conference Center, where modern living meets exceptional service. Whether you're staying for business or leisure, Stay Easy offers you a home away from home. Spacious and well-furnished apartments, pool, gym, and everything you need to relax and feel at ease. Planning a meeting, workshop, or special event? Our event ground and state-of-the-art conference center is designed to host your events and bring your vision to life. From corporate gatherings to private functions, we provide the perfect space, supported by modern equipment and a professional team ready to assist you. At Stay Easy, your comfort and success are our priority. Book your stay or reserve your space today. Call us at 020-739-1473 or 0244-226367. Stay Easy Apartments and Conference Center. Stay easy with us.
Yes, next. Hey, Nadia Benson,
Me didn't tum. Mr. Friendly Calico, just call me cockroach. Now, Mr. Friendly once now. Hey, that's you. Improve car. Yeah. Captain Mosquito, double the accent. Me did it, Sasso spray. Mr. Friendly Sasso quell. Yeah, cool to my Sasso.
Come tom preko.
It's time to believe in you. We are changing, so should you. If you're dreaming, don't be afraid. And in the valleys, keep your head up high. Dare to dream with Puma drinks. Puma. Yeah, believe it, you can achieve. Puma. Oh yeah, clap your hands for the whole new vibe. Make me set the bliss. Oh yeah, come alive. Let me hear you.
Puma drinks, a whole new vibe. Another quality product from Casa Precon.
This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
This Easter, Estate Masters Limited is giving you more reasons to celebrate in our extended Easter promo. Secure your dreamland at Nest Cottage, Chopoli with a massive 15% discount. Or choose Palm Hills, Gomwa Pamfukurum, also at 15% discount. And for lovers of the coast, Coastal Park, Ningo Prampram awaits you at 10% discount. Plus, enjoy free site visits and free documentation because we make land ownership simple. This Easter, don't just celebrate, invest in your future. Estate Masters Limited, your most preferred estate partner.
Hello everyone, I'm Madam Kam from Burkina Faso. I invite all of Burkina people, diaspora, IAS to come at Metro TV 23 May for Cook Africa AU Day. Je me présente Madame Kam, je suis du Burkina Faso. J'invite toute la population à sortir massivement pour Cook African AU Day à Metro TV le 23 mai. Sortez massivement.
watching Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. I'm still here with my guests, my two fantastic guests, wonderful guests. Mr. Kwesi Pratt Jr. is a former managing editor of the Insight newspaper and also a veteran seasoned journalist and also an elderly statesman. Also here with us is former MP for Subing and also a former Deputy Minister for Works and Housing. He's also aspiring to become the next General Secretary of the NPP. Now, gentlemen, Kwame Sapasidu, a very good friend of the station, of the CDD, you know, he's a research fellow when it comes to public health and so on. Now, he sends this message and he says that Uncle Kwesi is right. He says, see, now he uses his own personal experience and story. In 2021, I was one of the voices shouting for an ambulance command center for Ghana when the One Constituency One ambulance was topical. I was roundly insulted by foot soldiers, as I know you remember. Today, after over 5 years, we see that as a solution. What's the benefit of such medication after so many avoidable deaths? Often the stone is not worth it. And it says, we're better off listening and acting at the right time than waiting for stones years later. Kwame, I love my heart to you. I think you've nailed it for me. But let's do this, let's do this in a few minutes before we move on to some more substantive issues for the day. So I was asking about your General Secretary aspirations. How is it going? Like we say it in Pidgin, how big grounds now?
Well, the party is going through its own internal elections. As we are well aware, every elected officer's tenure comes to an end this year. So we started with the polling station elections, from there to the electoral area coordinators, then to constituency, region, and national. So, I mean, we are all waiting for the delegates list, because others will contest, others won't contest. Some have passed away, some have moved on. So we have to wait till maybe middle of July, thereabout, when all the elections would have been conducted because they form a substantial chunk of the delegates, okay. The constituency executives. That'll be 19 executives times 276. So we're waiting for that to be in place before we can then, start canvassing the country. So that is where we are now. But before that, I've met with all the constituency chairs, some regional executives, the constituency secretaries, assistant secretaries, women organizing their deputies. That's where we started. And then the top-down approach came in, and then we had to stop for the flag bearers the aspirants, for them to go around. So we are just waiting, hopefully, by middle of July, hit the road again.
Mm. I've also seen some pictures where you were in a hearty chat or interactions with the former president, Kufuor, and the former president, Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo, and even the current flag bearer of the NPP New Patriotic Party. I guess that's it. Dr. Mahmoud Bamia. How did all those meetings or engagements go?
It's all part of the consultation and consultation process. I had to meet Presidents Kufuor and Akufo-Addo to inform them of my intentions, and also they also had their words of advice for me. And lately, the Vice President, former Vice President, he had to travel out of the country immediately after the primaries. I think he was away for about a month or 5 weeks. So I had to wait for him to come, and officially saw him, I think, on the 22nd of April. Yes, to also formally inform him. So I'm waiting to also inform Parliament when they resume. And then I'll then start, visiting other. I've also been visiting other party people, but that's not as prominent as these three gentlemen. So that is where we are. Yep.
Would you say the engagements were fruitful?
No, very fruitful. Very fruitful. Very fruitful.
All right. Finally,
Eugene knows. He knows better than me when it comes to this competitive politics and so on. So far, all the reports indicate that he's doing very well on the ground. I'm sure you've had those reports and so on. But Eugene, my friend, don't forget that in the final analysis, what is going to be the determinant will be the size of your pocket. Don't overlook that. That is what our politics have become. Look, in some of the elections, of course, you are aware of the studies, empirical studies which have been done, which suggest that to be president in Ghana, you need about $100 million. $100 million.
Are you combining the primaries and the general election, or just
no? I'm just saying that that's how expensive our politics has become.
Oh yeah. From primaries to general election, yes, even more.
Internal elections. Internal elections. The estimates are staggering.
Yes.
You know,
35 to 40 million.
They are dizzying. Internal elections. In some parties, the flag bearer election, which is an internal election, can cost you as much as $20 million.
Absolutely.
You understand? So it's not a simple tax you have taken upon your shoulders. You obviously, and I've known you over the years, want to serve your country and so on. But the people with the power to give you the opportunity to serve your party and country, it's not all of them who are driven by the same motives.
Of course.
You understand? So I pity you. And that's all I can say for that. I really pity you.
It's part of the process. Thank you very much for your concern. But
can you raise $20 million?
No, he doesn't have to raise that much. But
because the flag bearers, the presidential candidates were meeting polling station executives, the coordinators.
Sorry.
How is it just restricted?
That's yes.
To the constituency executives,
yes.
the regional
so in your
executives.
case, do you have that's fine. It's for flag bearership, say that's true. But in your case, are you very clear in your mind how much you're supposed to raise?
Please, it's not
for public consumption.
To him,
it's not for public consumption.
For him to come and sit here and say, I want to raise so much and so on. I mean, even the internal revenue is going to go up. If he speaks honestly about how much he has to raise, GRA should go after.
No. You was not going to get it out of me. Because you know what? You're not going to get it out of me.
Because yes, you're right.
The delegates, the number of delegates for the flag bearers election was, I think, 210,000.
Okay.
Delegates.
Okay.
I was just about 5,000 to 6,000.
Okay.
So it's a fraction. Yes.
It's manageable. So standing committee
just
sector.
Imagine.
They're giving each.
Just imagine that on election day, you have about 250,000 people, eligible voters on election day. And as you and I know, some candidates pay up to 500 cedis per delegate. Some pay more. So 500 cedis multiplied by 250,000.
That's 10 million straight.
That's just on the day of the elections. It doesn't include the logistics like petrol, fueling of vehicles and so on, food, security mobilization, food and so on. It doesn't include it. Just how much we are putting into the pockets of delegates. Just how much. So 500 cedis times 250 delegates, 250,000 delegates.
That's more than 10 million.
That's on one day. One day's expenditure.
Crazy. Well, so you're standing and the sector committees, they've been formed. We've seen all kinds of... for me, I think it gives me a sense of the party's ministries that intends, because I've seen some interesting additions and some interesting subtractions. So you look at finance committee, you look at electoral affairs, you look at disciplinary, you look at policy committee. I can go on and on and on and on. I mean, some people think some people have no business being here, and there's all kinds of misgivings which have been expressed by some party folks. Some of them have actually called me personally to say, well, they don't understand why this person is there. This person doesn't even mean well for the party, and so on and so forth. I mean, I don't know what you've also been picking on the grounds. Is everything okay with this committee that's been formed?
Yeah, I think when it comes to, once a decision has been made by NEC and National Council, it's binding. So we must all respect the decision of council. But I think from Friday all the way through the weekend, there were various concerns being raised by our members. And these are some prominent members of our party on social media, also raising concerns. Well, we felt that the list is not exhaustive. There's going to be a more comprehensive list by the 25th of May.
So then it begs the question, if the list is not comprehensive, why did the party put it out?
Yeah, one school of thought was
saying...
Do you get
the point I'm making?
You're right. One school of thought was saying, if not comprehensive, why put it out? One school of thought is saying that, so are we going to call National Council and NEC again to come and approve the additions? Yeah. But, you know, like I said, it's a decision of National Council. So we are not here to reduce it to, you said, this one said that. Okay. Let's wait and see what will transpire on the 25th of May. That's the date that's been put out at the official inauguration of these committees. Okay. So it's all about, you know, the reorganization of the party. And some of us who raised the issue of timing. That we are in the middle of internal elections. Why couldn't it wait? And why have we waited all this while to do it now? Now, you know, these are all concerns expressed on social media. But like I said, once the National Council, you know, takes a decision, well, that's the second highest decision-making body outside of Congress or conference. So once that decision is taken, we must all abide by it, respect it. You may have our views, you know, like a Supreme Court ruling or judgment. You all have our views. Right. Talk about, but the decision has been made. Let's move with it. You understand? So that's all I can say on the matter. But in terms of the spokespersons, these are listed in the party's constitution. You know, as a member of parliament, yes, I was a spokesperson for employment committee. So these are automatic positions. Once we come, now they are ranking members. Some two are still chair. But once you become a chairman or a ranking member, there are about 20 spokespersons that are admitted into NEC meetings, possibly National Council meetings, by virtue of the fact that they hold the chairmanship of a committee or the ranking member of a committee in Parliament. So that is also that. So let's wait. I mean, I don't think we should run haywire. Let's wait till the 25th of May.
So the full list is out. Full list,
but we must all be guided by unity. Everything we do must try and bring everybody on board. Make sure that we are all moving in the same direction. Yes.
You see, excuse me. The newspapers were very interesting yesterday. Yes. Very, very interesting. In fact, the newspaper that I found most interesting yesterday was the Hawk newspaper, and I'll explain why. You see, most of the newspapers put out the story that these committees have been formed by Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, the flag bearer. You agree? Most of the newspapers said these are committees which have been formed by Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Actually, he was congratulated for bringing those who contested him for the flag bearer position into mainstream party as chairpersons of the committees. So the question which arose was that, does he really have the mandate to form these committees? And the response that came out, especially from Nana Kumia, who is now chair of the communications committee and so on, was that, oh, he only nominated, and that eventually, because National Council approved, it became the decision of National Council. And that even in the process of forming the committees, there were about 20 people who were involved in the consultations and shaping things and so on. That was Nana Kumia's explanation. But be that as it may, it brought back memories of the debate before the flag bearer elections. You remember? This top-down approach and its consequences and so on. That is what is happening. In a few months, we are going to elect a national executive, including national chairman, who now is supposed to be head of the party. You are forming committees now. Are the newly elected executives going to be confronted with a fait accompli? The committees have been, so what are they going to do?
That's an interesting question.
Exactly. Are they going to be confronted with a fait accompli? And if they are going to be confronted with a fait accompli, what is their value? What are they going to do when all the appointments would have been made even before they assume office? Now, this brings back the issue of the top-down approach and the various positions we are taking. I remember my good friend, Boachie Jaku, arguing seriously that the elections needed to start from the polling stations all the way up, and that possibly the flag bearer election should be the last. Because if that was not done, the likelihood was that whoever is elected as flag bearer would dominate these processes, and the party's identity would be subsumed, under the cloud of the flag bearer and so on. I want to suggest very strongly that that is what is happening now. And yesterday, on the front page of the Hawk, was an article, some news article, which simply said that those who are going to contest, those who are contesting elections from the polling stations upwards, they are getting visits from persons who claim, and I'm using my word advisedly, who claim to be agents of the presidential candidate, warning them to stay up because the presidential candidate does not like them or says he cannot work with them, and so on. There's no evidence to suggest that that is what is the presidential candidate is actually the one who is doing this. Because it may well be that people are using his name, even without his knowledge, but this is happening. You understand? There was one gentleman who is contesting for communications, head of communications, who is cited as having been approached and told to step down because the presidential candidate does not like him. Yesterday, Nana Kumia spoke on that matter, and Nana Kumia said that, look, he advised the guy to step down, not because Dr. Baumia doesn't like him, but because, in his view, Miracles would be a better head of communications than him, and so on. So all of these are happening in the party. But something interesting was also published in the Hawk of yesterday, that there was some mediation efforts in one of the constituencies in Accra. And that one of the national vice chairpersons actually led that mediation effort. And that when he left the meeting, 7 masked men caught him and gave him the beating of his life.
What, in MPP?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yes. Yesterday. So my immediate reaction was to associate that with the elections, But then quickly I was told that, there was another reason for his being beaten, which had nothing to do with the election process. So again, Nana Kumia, who is now the boss of communication, the Tsar of communication, actually got a text message or some message on his phone and began to read it. Oh my God.
What did he say?
The explanation for his being beaten was that there's a particularly beautiful lady around that place. And he's been warned several times to stay away from the lady, and he can't help himself. So these marksmen were actually enforcers to ensure that he stayed away from the woman.
So this has nothing to do with the party?
Yeah, but you see,
somebody's private interest.
Maybe, But what shocked me was that party leaders were ready to go public with this explanation, in order to exonerate the party.
This is the first time hearing of it. This is the first time.
Oh, yesterday it was very interesting.
Is it a bad thing?
Yeah?
Is it a bad thing to save your party? Even if you have to tell stories like that?
It's a very good story. Very good story to tell. Your vice chairman is going to settle a dispute in the party. And he can't help himself because there's a particularly beautiful woman in the area, and so on and so on, and leads to some serious beating by masked men.
Yes.
And so on. It's all not healthy.
But
You know,
that's
the aesthetics are not good.
I know, but it's better than saying that the party is a violent party because of election-related issues.
So you throw him under the bus. He's a womanizer.
Why do I get a feeling?
He's chasing other people's.
Why do I get a feeling you don't believe the story?
Oh, it's not a question of whether I believe it or not, but I'm just saying that the aesthetics both way
doesn't look good.
Are not good.
Okay.
You know, the aesthetics are not good at all.
All right. So
the danger, the real danger now,
okay,
given all the stories that we are being told and reading from the newspapers and so on, the danger is that eventually you might end up with a political party structure which is alien to the NPP. The NPP has always prided itself as guaranteeing internal democracy. And flag bearers, not until recently, had to listen to others. You know, the party moved on the basis of consensus and so on. When you get to the position where whatever the flag bearer says becomes law, then the party is in danger. You know, then the party is in serious danger. And I want to believe that not all the stories we are hearing are true.
Yes. Well,
people in the party have a responsibility to themselves to ensure that democratic practice is entrenched at the very core of the party. You understand?
Yeah.
They have to make sure. And look, there are very many respectable people who helped build this party with clear commitments and so on. I know the role that somebody like Mr. Kwame Pianim played. The first headquarters that the party had at Kokomimre, it was people like Kwame Pianim and so on who raised the resources to procure the party structure and so on. You know, so many people I can't mention, people who really made a lot of sacrifices to construct this party. For whatever reason, made the party look like a party which internally at least, you know, valued principle and democracy and so on, whatever that principle was. And so I think care should be taken in order not to destroy that tradition. Because that tradition can be destroyed very, very quickly. You know, very, very quickly. You know. Anyway.
Okay. I think on the bit by the
you're a bystander, remember?
I think I reiterated the point saying once it's a NEC or National Council decisions. Well, I've been a secretary before, so I know that when you go to meetings, you record decisions.
Yes.
You don't record Kwesi Pratt said that. Eugene Enchi said that. Emoro Awudu said that.
Right.
So that's why I want to take the names of the personalities out. So this decision was a party decision. One is approved by National Council. It's a party decision. So I don't want people to continue mentioning the name of the flag bearer.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
You the people in the room, if they didn't disagree with them, well, the flag bearer didn't chair the meeting.
Right.
You understand? You went there as a flag bearer of the party. You understand? So there were other people in the room. National Council is a big group. Understand?
Right.
So for them to come out and say one person did this or that, I believe is unfair. We must hold the party responsible for the decision. So the party has made a decision, of which the flag bearer is a member. And then let's move on. Then the bit about...
So the newspaper reports that Baumia has set up committees and has made sure that his opponents are on the committees and so on should be disregarded.
Yeah, well, because why would they say that if indeed he set a committee and the National Council decides against that committee, the committee won't hold. You understand? I'm sure those who were in the room and took part in that decision agreed with, you know, whatever the decision of the meeting was. So I don't think by singling one person out for blame or for
to praise,
it's neither here nor there.
Right.
National Council, NEC have always set up committees, right? And also this national vice chairman thing, this is the first time hearing of it.
Right.
You know, but I don't think it's probably it's related to the party. So if it's a personal matter, it should be treated as such.
Right.
Then on the bit about we went to Tamale in 2014. This party has a way of resetting itself.
Right.
Understand?
Right.
Everybody knew the winners of the day. That's the chairmanship and the general secretaryship were not the preferred candidates of the then Nana Branko Akufo-Addo. But they won. The party people voted for them. But the party felt that these were the faces, or these were the people they needed to spearhead or prosecute the 2016 general elections.
Right.
Whatever happened thereafter is another matter.
Right.
So the party has a way of resetting itself. You understand? This is a party built on resilience. It's a party built on pure democratic values. And the party has a way of resetting itself. So we should give that respect to the delegates of the party. Because they will go and do the right thing, regardless of, you know, they know the people who can bring power to the party. They know the kind of faces they need to see at the party headquarters, on their televisions, and the voice they want to hear on their radio. So I think we have to accord them that respect. That's what I'm going to say on the matter.
Okay. In fact, someone has just sent me the story. Okaikwe Central MPP Vice Chair was beaten over someone's girlfriend. The story is been trending.
No, that side of the story.
That's a constituency.
Yes, it's on Ghana Web.
Constituency.
Yes. It's a vice chair of a constituency, yes. It's a deputy Nasara, Abubakar Osman, the deputy Nasara coordinator for Kaikwe Central of the New Patriotic Party, has provided details about the assault on the party's first vice chair for Kaikwe Central, Alhaji Haruna Rafiq. And the man he looks very sick. He looks very battered.
There's a photograph of him on the hospital bed.
Yeah, that's the same. Yes.
Drip and so on.
Yes.
So he was seriously
it was severe.
Yeah.
It was severe, quite severe. That's quite unfortunate. And Master Planner said, please tell Uncle Kwesi Pratt that after the National Executive elections, all the winners will be part of the National Executive Committee. Aside that not all the national executives can be part of the sector committees because it is based on speciality or specialty. Again, if a member has qualities that qualify him or her to be one on one committee or the other, he can be added as a member, or better still work with the committee, even if he or she is not part. He can be invited as a specialist. A Master Planner Junior Policy Analyst from Kintampo is the one. He's just providing some more context to what we're discussing. And also James Newton, he says that James Newton Affair is one of the prolific writers on social media. He says, to sum up my brother Kwesi Pratt's assertion that a distraction always comes after vindication is what is colloquially termed "had I known" is always at last. Kind regards to your esteemed panelists, particularly the incoming General Secretary of the New Patriotic Party, Honorable Eugene Etri. Okay, so you have one vote there for you. But anyway, so Kwesi, I want us to take a trip to South Africa. All is not well. Africans are being made to run away from Africa. That's the paradox. Now, we do know that there have been some anti-immigrant sentiments, and which has then resulted in all kinds of violent attacks on other Africans who live there. In fact, I think Malawi, Lesotho, Zimbabwe, and one other country, the leaders have asked them to stay indoors because it doesn't look pretty, it doesn't look good at all. Now, we've also heard from Cyril Ramaphosa, who's the president of the country, who's actually condemned what has happened. But he is for, this a crackdown on illegal immigration. Those who live in there, documents and so on, they don't have a right to be there. But he's condemned the instigators of the violence, and he says that the security agencies will go after them, except that we haven't seen that happen yet. Because the matter is spiraling out of control. It's getting worse by the minute. Now, we have written to the African Union, I'm talking about Ghana, a foreign affairs minister had written to the African Union to step in and do something about the situation, but it looks like they'll say nothing did happen. And so we decided to bring our people back home. And so those who want to come back to Ghana, please, we can arrange for you to come back. And yesterday, the foreign affairs minister put something up on his Facebook wall. And let me just read to you what he said, and I'll tell you what the newspapers have reported, flowing from what Samuel Okudzeto-Ablakwa, who is also the MP for Norton, has said. Now, Samuel Okudzeto-Ablakwa says, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama has granted presidential approval for the immediate evacuation of 300 Ghanaians in South Africa. These distressed Ghanaians had earlier complied with the Foreign Ministry's advisory and registered with the High Commissions in Pretoria to be rescued following the latest wave of xenophobic attacks. The government of Ghana shall continue to safeguard the welfare of Ghanaians home and abroad. Now, today's Daily Guide reports that it's a Daily Guide report. It says about 300 Ghanaians living in South Africa have opted for voluntary repatriation following xenophobic attacks targeted at other African nationals in recent times. Ghana's High Commissioner to South Africa, Benjamin Anane Kwashi, who confirmed the development, said the number of applicants for repatriation has been increasing in recent days, adding that arrangements are underway to safely repatriate them home. So far, we are working with those who want to be repatriated. Approximately, we should be heading towards 300 people. According to him, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, in collaboration and in consultation with the government and partners, has directed the High Commissioner to coordinate the voluntary return of affected citizens who wish to leave. He assured that the steps are being taken to ensure safe and orderly return of all registered individuals with coordination between diplomatic missions and relevant authorities. Now, there's a gentleman whose video we saw recently who was being attacked by some of these, some of them called the Dalula, group. Now, he's in town, and we're told that the businessman, Ibrahim Mahama, has given him some support. He's also in today's Herald newspaper. It says, xenophobia victim gets fresh start from Ibrahim Mohammed's support. And that story is right here. I want to just do a paragraph of that, and then we can put everything in its proper context. Now, we're told that business mogul Ibrahim Mahama has offered to establish a cement distribution network and construction hardware depot for xenophobia victim Emmanuel Asamoah as part of efforts to help him rebuild his life in Ghana after returning from South Africa. The intervention comes days after Mr. Mahama showed the Minister of Foreign Affairs office readiness to support Ghanaians affected for renewed xenophobic attacks in South Africa. Okay, so let me start with you. I mean, this horrible, unfortunate disturbances in South Africa. Yes, people have the right to complain if they feel that people are living there, illegally. And especially when they're still grappling with joblessness, unemployment, there's a lot of strain on social services and so on. But to go attacking people who are even legal migrants, this is quite unfortunate.
Okay. I mean, first of all, let me state that I'm a very regular visitor to South Africa.
Yeah, recently you were there to give a lecture, isn't it?
I mean, every year,
I
visit South Africa at least 3 to 4 times a year.
You're very familiar with the terrain?
Because I teach there.
Okay.
In addition to teaching there, I also give public lectures and so on. So I go to South Africa quite often. And I must say that I've personally not experienced any abuse. Personally.
Okay.
All these my travels to South Africa, never experienced any abuse. From whites, from blacks, from colored, and so on. Never experienced any abuse. And I go there quite often. I also remember that my last but one visit to Johannesburg, I was there when this anti-migrant group took to the streets, in protest against, especially Nigerians, African migrants, and so on. And another group of South Africans, the shack dwellers movement, mobilized to drive them off the streets.
Okay.
You understand? This is a fact. This is Joburg. The shack dwellers movement actually mobilized and drove them off the streets. I also know of many South African organizations which are in the forefront of fighting against xenophobia. And this includes the Communist Party of South Africa.
Okay.
NUMSA, which is one of the largest trade unions in Africa, which is headquartered in Johannesburg, is also at the forefront of this struggle against xenophobia. The shack dwellers movement, the landless people's movement, and so on, all of these are mobilized against xenophobia. So the narrative that South Africans hate other Africans and so on is not wholly true. It's not true. It cannot be true. You understand? Now, I'm happy that our government is taking steps to deal with the fallout of the xenophobic outbreak in South Africa. First of all, is our Minister of Foreign Affairs letter to the chairman of the AU Commission, insisting that at the next AU meeting, this should be on the agenda. And I think that it's a healthy way of trying to resolve intra-African problems. We should meet and discuss these problems. Yesterday, I also saw another statement from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs commending President Ramaphosa for the steps he has taken to curb the xenophobic attacks and also generally to promote, Pan-African unity and so on. This is a statement which was made by the Honorable Okudzato Abrakwa, and I thought it was a very mature statement to make at this stage, Now, who is engaged in these xenophobic attacks? Largely, it is Africans, blacks in South Africa, who are leading these attacks, And I ask myself, today in South Africa, 80% of the land of South Africa is still owned by white settlers. So how come that these Africans, these blacks and so on, are not fighting the white settlers who control 80% of their land, but are focused on Nigerians, Ghanaians, and so on? What is the problem? And this is a question that we all should be asking ourselves. The problem simply is that the problem of xenophobia is a continuation of the apartheid system of governance. It's a continuation. So when I hear people say that we help them to fight against apartheid, why are they turning our guns against us? I regret for fighting against apartheid and so on. They don't understand the complexity of the problem. The truth is that the battle against against apartheid in South Africa was not completely won. So as we speak today, there are still communities in South Africa which are whites only. If you find any black person in those communities, they are servants, they are cleaners, and so on. So there are white-only enclaves still in South Africa. We didn't finish the battle against apartheid. Now, if you go to places like Johannesburg, Cape Town, and so on, and you see where the indigenous African population lives, you will be shocked. The shanty towns. In Accra, we tend to think of Nima, Mamubi, and other places as slums. Compared to the shanty towns in South Africa, Nima, Mamubi, and so on are the Shanghais.
Of
they
China.
They have running water. They have electricity. They are not living in zinc houses. They are living in block houses and so on. The conditions in the shanty towns in South Africa are extremely horrible, unfit for human habitation. That's the reality. Look, soon after apartheid, I went to Soweto, to the areas where the black people live and so on. And the black people were complaining that the houses which were being provided for them after the overthrow of apartheid were inferior to houses provided for them under apartheid. They were smaller and so on. This is the reality. They have no jobs. The people who are carrying out these xenophobic attacks, they are the lumping elements. They don't know about the history where Nkrumah and others led the struggle against apartheid. It doesn't register. They don't know about it. These are lumping elements. You understand? They don't know that South African companies work outside South Africa. They don't know of the existence of MTN in Ghana and Nigeria and so on. It's news to them. They don't know. Okay? They are simply trying to find answers to their problems of lack of access to social services like housing, education, health, and so on. They're trying to find answers. And they see other Africans come there and they are living posh lives. They are driving Lamborghinis and so on their streets. So in their uneducated, uninformed minds, this is the problem. If all this wealth came to us as South Africans, we wouldn't suffer so much. It's ignorance. It's illiteracy. It's the fault of an educational system which kept black people in South Africa ignorant. It is the result of the unfinished struggle against apartheid. And mind you, under apartheid, one of the main propaganda tools which was used was to make blacks in South Africa feel superior to blacks outside South Africa. The story was that because it is whites who are managing this territory, we've done better for you than what African independent governments are doing for their people. Okay? So that was the propaganda narrative in South Africa, and it has sunk deep and so on. These are lumping elements. They are victims. They themselves are victims of a system of apartheid, of a system that condemned their kind, both within South Africa and outside South Africa. Now, for all these people who are engaged in the xenophobic attacks, who are saying that foreigners are coming to take our jobs, what jobs are the foreigners taking? You probably find a Nigerian specialist surgeon in a hospital. The people on the streets who want to beat this Nigerian surgeon and drive him out of Nigeria have no education. They cannot perform the role that the Nigerian surgeon is performing. If the Nigerian surgeon leaves, that hospital will probably have to close. Because you can't find people from among those engaged in the xenophobic attacks who can perform that duty. You have Ghanaians there. Most of them are university lecturers. They're heads of faculties. You understand? They're medical doctors. They're engineers and so on. Those lumping elements cannot replace them. So the claim that these foreigners have come to take our jobs is hogwash. Because if they leave, they probably have to bring people from Europe to perform those duties and so on. The apartheid system built that horrible system and so on. Okay. Now, you recall that the South African government also in its statement of condemnation of the xenophobic attacks made the point that some of the videos are actually not real. AI. Some of them are AI, and some of them are actually videos taken from other places in the world, not in South Africa.
Oh, okay. Really?
Yes, that's contained in the South African government statement. So the South African government has warned of the use of fake videos in order to create this problem amongst Africans and so on. South African government in its statement has made that very, very clear. You understand? Now, I think that threats of reprisal would not help us resolve this matter. I've listened to some senators in Nigeria who are saying that MTN should be nationalized. South African companies should be closed down and so on. It only exacerbates the problem. I've listened to some African countries, neighboring African countries, who are threatening to cut off electricity supply to South Africa. What does that do? Moreover, what we need to realize that Africa's salvation, ultimate salvation, lies in the unity of Africa. The unity of Africa is so important for our salvation. And that anything which puts us apart is not something we should be encouraged. And you don't need to read Nkrumah and so on to understand that Africa's salvation lies in our unity. I travel across the Ghana-Togo border. My brother, I'm sure you've also traveled around the Ghana-Togo border. On the border, what do you see? You see one house on the Ghana-Togo border. The kitchen is in Ghana, the bathroom is in Togo. It's a common reality. There are Togolese farmers whose farmlands are in Aflao, and there are Ghanaian farmers whose farmlands are in Togo. Indeed, I'm told that there are some lands in Lome that if you want to buy, the owners are in Aflao. You have to come and buy the land from Ghanaians, you understand, in Togo. Now, how did this happen? This happened because the borders of Africa were not created by us.
Exactly.
The borders were created in 1884 when Otto von Bismarck invited his fellow colleagues, in Europe to come so that they divide Africa into their spheres of influence. Right. There was no African at the table. And these lines of demarcation were arbitrarily drawn in order to safeguard European interests other than African interests. So we've created non-viable states. There are so many non-viable states in Africa, and we suffer as a result of this division. In fact, the phenomenon of the race to the bottom in the gold industry stems directly from this division. We need to unite Africa. It's an imperative. Without that, we are not going anywhere. And therefore, we need to work consciously in order to create the building blocks for that united Africa. And that's why I'm so happy with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs for being extra cautious, in their dealings with the South African government, in their effort to safeguard the interests of Ghanaians. And I think the repatriation of Ghanaians there is an important step, because some people are actually being killed, they are being molested, and so on. It's a fact. The xenophobic attacks are taking place, shops are being burnt, and so on. So if the Ghana government can provide immediate relief by this repatriation, I think it's a sensible thing to do. But ultimately, we need to sit down with Cyril Ramaphosa and co, and work out an arrangement which safeguards the interests of all Africans in all other African countries. Because, mind you, it is not just in South Africa that other nationals are discriminated against. In fact, what is happening is comparable to the Aliens Compliance Order of 1969 in Ghana. You understand? And then it is comparable to the Ghana Must Go project in Nigeria, and I can cite many others. You understand? So it's not a South African problem. It's a problem of underdevelopment. It's a problem of a very low level of consciousness. It's a problem of miseducation. It's a problem of a misunderstanding of the factors responsible for the poor conditions of African working people, and so on. But I think that these can be resolved.
All right. Eugene.
Well, first of all, citizen protection is a national duty. So 300 Ghanaians in a foreign country facing xenophobic attacks. Terrifying. Terrifying. It's truly terrifying. So the priority is to getting them home safely. And it's a good thing that that's happening. The Ghanaians in South Africa also follow the Foreign Ministry's directive by registering with the High Commission in Pretoria. And that's why the organization seems to be also seamless. But Kwesi is very right. We've seen evacuations. The 1982 one, I remember vividly because as now I was preparing for common entrance. So when it was in the days of Jerry Rawlings, may he so rest in perfect peace, when Ghanaians had to be evacuated, carrying their stereos and Ghana Must Go bags, and I think there was a book that was even published after that, 99 Days in Agege.
Yes. Very popular one.
Yes. So, I think any time there's hardship, I'll compare it to Britain, where I lived for a bit. Anytime there's hardship in the society, the easy target is the foreigner, is the immigrant. You understand? Whenever there's pressure on social services, the easy target is the foreigner. You understand? When there's economic recession, the easy target is the foreigner. So you get it all over the place, and it's unfair. But hey, it goes back to the fact that we must continue to build this country. We must continue to offer our citizens jobs, opportunities here, so that they don't see the need to travel. It's something we are not doing. And Kwesi is right in saying that some of these people they are going after are professionals in specialist areas. You understand?
Okay. Gentlemen, I'm told that the Anakomia, who is the chairman of the communications committee of your party, and also former MP for Kakwe South, I believe, is on the line. Apparently, he has some reaction to give on something that one of our guests said today. So I want to be clear who said what, so that...
That's fine.
Anakomia, good morning. Thank you very much for joining the show.
Good morning, Moro.
Long time, boss.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, good to hear from you. Now we understand you have some reactions to give. What exactly are you reacting to, and who said what?
Well, thank you, Moro. I'm sorry I hadn't been following your discussions, but so forgive me if my understanding is wrong. But my understanding is that Kwesi Pratt is saying that there was something about an assault on an NPP executive member, and I had then brought a message that the member was assaulted because of some woman. Is that a correct thing that he said?
Oh, it was about the story that broke a few days ago, and it had to do with the second vice chair of your party, one Alhaji Haruna. And
yeah, I know. I was on the discussion with Kwesi. I'm saying, did he say that I had concocted some message?
I don't recall him saying that. I don't recall him saying that. Yes.
Which said that he was beaten because he had been warned to stay off a certain woman,
yes.
And he was not staying off the woman.
Yes.
That's why he was
so
beaten.
It was a message you read?
Yeah. That's what I said.
Yeah, it's not even a message. It's a news item. Kwesi read a news item from some newspaper. And I also saw a news item on the same matter, and I also read it. What is the problem with that?
There's no problem.
Yeah, so that's it.
What is the problem? There's no problem. You read.
I understand you said there's a problem with that.
No.
Oh. No. You read from your phone, news item, message, or whatever, which indicated that he was not beaten because of a party disagreement.
Yes.
And that he was beaten because he had been warned of a certain woman, and he had not heeded that warning.
Yes.
That's what happened.
So you read it. It wasn't your explanation, but it was something you read on an online.
So what is the problem with that?
I understand you, Kwesi. You say there's a problem with that.
No, he didn't say that.
Nana Kumia. What I'm saying is that the allegation initially was that he was beaten because of a party dispute.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
To read a press statement, news, whatever, which indicates that he was not beaten because of a party problem, but because of a woman, raises another problem. It's not your problem. How is that your problem?
No, I understand you are saying that there's something wrong with the news item that I read.
No, he said
how is being beaten because you are humanizing and edifying and glorifying thing?
But I'm here, so if he said that, I would have defended you. So, please.
And in any case, why would I attack Nana Kumia for what purpose?
Yeah, so whoever called you, please. I'm here, so if he said that, I would have defended you. Because I know you will speak like that.
Okay, like I said, I wasn't watching the program. It's just an understanding. So
you were told.
But Moro, I've also been told that Kwesi said,
sorry,
I had said somebody should not stand for election and it was not appropriate. Did Kwesi say that?
Yes, he did.
Now, let me tell you what I said.
Okay.
Nana Kumia. What I said was that there was a gentleman who was mentioned in the article in The Hawk as aspiring for the position of head of the communication, whatever, structure, and so on. And that you said that the person had approached you for your support, and you had advised him that Miracle Sabuachi would be the best person for the position, and therefore you wouldn't advise him to contest. Did you say that or you didn't say that?
I said so.
So what's the problem?
I said so in response to the insinuation that people were being asked not to contest because Bawumia didn't want them to contest. And I sought to cure that mischief because this gentleman that we are talking about is a very key supporter of Bawumia. So there is no way somebody will go and tell him that Bawumia doesn't want him to contest. And I gave you an example that the gentleman that you mentioned, he came to me
what you said. What is
to consult me, and I told him that I felt that he should let Miracles go, not because Bawumia has said anything. That was my opinion that I gave, and I'm sure you go around other people. They also give him their opinions.
But I didn't say that you stopped him because Bawumia told you to go and stop him. All I'm saying is that you told him that Miracles would be better for that position than him, and therefore you should stay away. What's the problem? Don't let people be calling you to come and make such, unnecessary statements on this platform.
But anyway,
the people who are calling you.
Moro.
Yes, sir.
Well, thank you for the opportunity. No worries. I'll take my time and watch your playback. Okay.
Please do.
Oh,
and we're waiting for you.
All right, Moro.
We're waiting for
Thank
you.
you very much.
Yes,
I'll take my time. But there's a playback, so I'll take my time and watch.
Yes, but I also say we're waiting for you, sir.
Moro.
The audience.
I'll come on Wednesday so I can meet Kwesi.
We're tired of explaining to our audience why you're not here because you people are the pioneers and the pace setters as far as the show is concerned. Yes, sir.
I'll make time and come on Wednesday so I can meet my friend.
Oh, okay. So you can come with Uncle C. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
You're not.
Okay. But I'll take time and watch today's
No, just a second. Kwesi is on. Please hang in.
You are not a small man. You have risen to become Minister of Information. You've had many important positions in this country. You're one of the key persons in the Baumia campaign team. Don't sit at home and make people call you and tell you fairy tales for you to be calling into programs. It's not good, Nana.
Moro.
Yes, sir.
I have said to you that I'll take my time and watch the program myself.
Okay.
Today, so don't worry.
Thank you.
And that next week,
Wednesday,
I'll call myself on Wednesdays to
That's fine.
To take part in your conversation.
That's fine.
Wow.
Okay. Thank you.
It will be a pleasure to have you on.
So he's just made the announcement. Nana Komia is back. So Wednesdays he will be with us here. Nana, thank you. Thank you for announcing that return on Good Morning Ghana. Thank you very much. Anyway, so what's that mean?
So I was saying that it's unfortunate that these xenophobic attacks are going on in South Africa, and like Kwesi was also saying, I've not read the official South African government publication, so I can't comment. But based on what Kwesi is saying, that some of the images and the videos we are seeing are not from that jurisdiction. They are from other jurisdictions where people are mostly trying to, push into the system for us to know the extent of, the aggression towards these innocent migrants.
Okay.
So that's that. But like Riley said, I've been in Joburg, I've been in Cape Town, reminiscent of a typical British suburban town.
Okay.
Especially Cape Town.
Yeah.
You see, there's nothing that's changed. You can clearly see that this is somewhere in Britain. Let me tell a very conservative, aristocratic area.
Right.
And you hardly see black people there. And I've also been to the housing estates because I went there as a deputy minister for works and housing. So it's also afforded me the opportunity to go into the housing estates to see where our black folk also live. And it's not pleasant. I mean, something must be done to redress the kind of imbalance within the South African ecosystem. It's very bad. It doesn't appear that democracy has brought any sense of balance into their social services there. From what I gathered, so we should hasten slowly. When people say they helped the fight to end apartheid, it's true, but they have different set of problems now as a country. Apartheid is gone, but they have their own social issues that must be addressed by the government.
Right.
And that's what we have to focus and pray for them that, they don't vent their spleen on these innocent migrants who are out there, making our living. So I think that's what I would say on the matter.
All right, I want us to move on. But the only thing I want to say is that, yes, I get the point that Mr. Kwesi Pratt and yourself has made. Some of these guys are doing so purely based on ignorance. They are misinformed. And of course, these are all fallouts from the apartheid and so on and so forth. We get all of that. But the reason why there's a rule of law and the reason why laws are made for countries is that when you breach it, you must be called to order. And I think that the South African government have not done well in bringing most of these instigators to book. And that's what I think the world wants to see. They may have legitimate concerns, but the way they express it is where the problem is. Anyway, so we'll take a short break. And when we return, we'll be traveling to Holland. We're from South Africa. Today we're globetrotting. We're traveling to Holland. There's something happening there. Netherlands, the MP. Something's happening there. Something's happening there. It looks like a by-election is imminent. It's early days yet, but that's what I'm saying. It looks like a by-election is imminent. And if you look at the dynamics of that particular constituency, the fact that it's a stronghold of the MPP, there was a gentleman who decided to break away from the MPP, stood as an independent candidate, won it. I don't know how things are going to pan out if that by-elections are held today. But stay with us. We'll weigh in on that matter shortly.
Okay, from Pong, my name is MC, Honorable Saramu Akwani Jinahi. Na Enchebebri, and I am Penny, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Ete, Equiafu was and Teatrum North. A problems. And less than 6 hours. And I didn't crab, I said, or Toji any tomatoes in now. Or Mampenia, I did not remember as a man. Udi pakro udi untosi sika ni mwa do sika ile ama we cash and carry 24-hour economy mamto mo amuniama wa hanu mo wan yo mo maji musika o me mamto mo wan mo maji musika wan bia ni eto ni ntos bi osumi enwe patron bi osumi enwe patron a ona bo esuni o agudi o 1,008, one and Isika, one and in toast. Mammy, oh, Mampania, and I'm on prena. A bona John Dramani, my Excellency, President of Ghana, say, you know, you might be in a cosono. Jane was Santia Chimena or Tony Nadia Quacoma School for no. In toast in this or Tony na. Again, the name of 4. I'm not empty, who Jane. And also a boy. And of course, who came and Penny. And I'm Mampedi Sanatia. Over the Sagina, my Mampedi. And the bedding for you now, so that was 72 bags now. 72 bags. 72 bags, but we have 500 Ghana cities. But the answer that him not for this moment, a privilege, my because and idea and Jenny no. You know, be a auto. If you go pro, na Tinsu, na Bola, na Waboka, Tafu de Papa de Yazana. 50 cities, 100 cities, no much Jamai. Yeah, the bar 50 cities, 100 cities. Above it, Tiabo, no 300 cities. Mama Baba. Mama Baba.
Member Mahama Basso, so I had the words of the MPP. A Benipaya Dosai. And a historical day, didn't see that. Sir, we have one to see it in the door. Now, Puro, we have one to be in Concote. I came with them. Janet Mabuna Puro, what about Timabuna Puro, and in another day, the Kanya, Manavia Dosion. I'm a near who will be Agogo. So,
anti-cavity, gum protection, brighter teeth, and fresh breath.
I'm a fat missy way.
The patch of Bantama.
Matias.
It's her smile.
The fresh breath.
Me, Gidi said we used to Kel 360 toothpaste. Some kind.
Kel 360 toothpaste.
That's Kia. Kel 360 toothpaste. It's a gum protector. Onim jom kasan. Kile kosen. Kel 360 did the way. It's cool mint. Gives me fresh breath and your confidence booster.
Hey, you will see so feeling when you know Kel 360 toothpaste.
Happy smile.
Kel 360 toothpaste, anti-cavity, gum protection, brighter teeth, and fresh breath. Kel, happy smile. This advert is FDA approved.
As the days come and go, there's always shit. Let colleagues explore all the planetary bodies. Our mission is in Uranus to treat hemorrhoids, anal fistula, anal fissure, anal incontinence, hidradenitis suppurativa, using laser ligature for pain-free and speedy recovery. On Uranus Street, Accra, is Main Tuber Hospital and Coloproctology Center. Trust Uranus with us and we will delight you. Visit Main Tuber Hospital today or call us on 0244 581 541.
Looking for the ultimate oil city getaway? Welcome to the Groove Etipon Beach Resort, where luxury meets adventure. Host your meetings and events in our fully equipped conference facility. Relax our sparkling pool, unwind in cozy rooms, satisfy your cravings at our scenic restaurant, and enjoy fun-packed recreational activities and a walk through our charming menu zone. Whether it's business, pleasure, or pure escape, the Groove is your perfect destination.
Grab your bottle and unleash the taste of Storm Energy Drink. A bold flavor, a big attitude, feel the vibe, own the moment. It's your time to be different. Storm Energy Drink, make your mark.
Excessive drinking can be detrimental to health. Not recommended for persons under 18 years, lactating mothers, pregnant women, and people sensitive to caffeine. This advert is FDA approved.
Wabedum tamaso. Hey, J. Watch it, na learning. Missy, watch and learn. Makwema besisia. Abozig. Akache say no ya konati and the more drink woman. Hey, but I didn't mean. Oh, sorry. She knew her old days. Hey, G. Dabio, baby wom. Ready? Hey, baby wom. Ah, G. I'll cause some discomfort. Ah. Sorry, well, uncle, where would I die? Why your funeral? At your phone for Aerofield Trading. Sorry, it killed them all.
No mum share nanda danya was mosquito call esudu womunumu. Na say spray with them musa. Try sima edronum ansana ko dynamo.
And kratoi FDA ajatum.
Habari means hello. On behalf of the Honorary Consul, Honorary Dr. Ken Kwaku, I welcome you to the Consulate of the United Republic of Tanzania in Accra. This year, as Africa celebrates African Union Day, Metro TV are organizing Cook Africa on the African Union Day, and Tanzania and our Tanzania diaspora community will be participating. We are inviting every Tanzanian and every African here in Ghana to be present on the 23rd of May 2026 at the premises of Metro TV, where you have the opportunity to enjoy Tanzania cuisine, ugali, pilau, samaki, chipsi mayai, and the wonderful Tanzanian drinks. Also, you have the opportunity to see Tanzanian culture, our dresses and artifacts, our products, and other things that are of interest to you. And therefore, we are appealing to everyone. Come with your family. Come and enjoy Africa. Come and see culture. Come and see diversity. Come and enjoy all the food and all the beautiful things that come from Africa. Karibu, ndugu zangu, karibuni kwa ubalozi wa heshima ya Tanzania hapa. Tunawakaribisha kwa tukio la Metro TV. Wanasema kuna mapishi na ni nafasi kwetu kupika vyakula mbalimbali vya Tanzania kama ugali, chipsi mayai, pilau, kuku na vinginevyo. Karibuni ndugu zangu, tuonyeshe utamaduni wa Tanzania na kueneza tamaduni za Tanzania. Asante sana.
Yanasam, Etiana Minamo, if you afford that day, I made that day, and I won't put you, and I'm a come and see it. Motomano, sister, oh, Motomano, Pametio, oh, Motomano, sister, Motomano, okay,
All right, so you're watching Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. Now, we played you those videos because there's a conversation we're about to have in the next 20 minutes. Our time is not our best friend, but we have to have this conversation. Now, there's a man who rose onto the political, pedestal through this, becoming a member of parliament for, Asante North. And as an independent candidate, he won the seat. And we've played you some videos where he was basically, sharing money, let me put it that way, to some farmers who wanted their, they're looking for buyers of their onions. And he went there and said that, the president said, whether the president said that or not, the president said I should come and buy the onions. And they were happy. He's a cash man. Apparently, we're beginning to understand where he got his cash from. Of course, based on this report, we're not saying it is true, but based on this report, allegedly, some put it that way, I need to issue that caveat. So we're on our way to Amsterdam, Netherlands. What is happening there? Parliament has confirmed the detention of the Member of Parliament for Asante North, Kwame Ohene Frimpong, at Schiphol Airport in Amsterdam, the Netherlands, amid reports linking him to alleged financial crimes under international investigations. Now, multiple media reports quoting sources familiar with the matter claim that the MP is being investigated over alleged money laundering and suspected romance scam involving an estimated $32 million. However, a statement issued yesterday, May 12, 2026, by the Clerk of Parliament, Ebenezer Zuma Jetro, merely confirmed that the matter had been brought to the attention of the House and was being handled by the parliamentary leadership. Mr. Frimpong, popularly known as OK Frimpong, left the New Patriotic Party to contest the 2024 parliamentary election as an independent candidate. According to the statement, the Speaker of Parliament and the leadership of the House are in contact with Ghana's diplomatic mission in The Hague to obtain detailed information regarding the incident. The public will be duly informed appropriately on this matter, the statement said. No further details were provided regarding the circumstances surrounding the detention. Persons close to the MP alleged that he departed Ghana on Saturday evening and arrived in Amsterdam on Sunday morning, where he was reportedly intercepted by security officials before completing immigration procedures. In recent months, Mr. Frimpong has publicly denied allegations linking him to suspected financial crimes and human trafficking-related offences. Sources behind the claims further allege that the MP had previously been under investigations by United States law enforcement agencies over suspected financial crimes connected to an African restaurant and supermarket business he allegedly operated in Chicago several years ago. According to allegations, the business was purportedly used as a conduit for transferring suspected fraudulent funds connected to individuals currently serving prison sentences in the United States. The reports further claim that the Federal Bureau of Investigations had monitored activities linking to the businessman for years following an alleged raid on the premises. During the operation, several women who were reportedly sponsored from the United Kingdom to the United States were arrested in connection with the multiple bank accounts allegedly used for transferring the funds. The women were reportedly Ghanaian British citizens. When the allegations first surfaced, Mr. Frimpong dismissed them and accused unnamed persons of seeking to tarnish his reputation. There are people who ignore all the positive things I have been doing. Instead, they focus on spreading lies and wishing me ill, he stated. News portal Ghana Web quoted sources within Ghana's law enforcement agencies as confirming the arrest of MP by Dutch authorities in connection with an investigation linked to the FBI. According to sources familiar with the matter, the investigations into the alleged financial crimes, including money laundering and suspected romance scams, has spanned more than a year. The case is also reported to form part of a broader international investigations being coordinated by law enforcement agencies across multiple jurisdictions. The case is also reported to Meanwhile, Parliament has formally acknowledged the detention of the MP. So the Right Honourable Speaker and the leadership of the House are in touch with Ghana's mission in The Hague for detailed information. So we also don't have that much information on this matter. It's quite scanty. And so my guests will weigh on this quite briefly. But before they do, let me just do these two quick announcements. Now, the most wanted most desired and the most anticipated event is here. Over 20 African embassies, over 20 different African dishes, and then there's only one host. The whole Africa is converging at Metro TV for Cook Africa in as part of activities marking the celebration of AU Day. On the theme Healthy Bites, Brighter Future, Cooking for Wellness, Come Taste Best African Cuisines on Saturday, 23rd May 2026, 9 a.m. prompt at Metro TV premises Northridge. The event is Metro TV initiative and is supported by Metro Digital, Original TV and Original FM. Now for sponsorship and partnership, call 054 0281 537. 054 0281 537. Cook Africa 2026, Healthy Bites, Brighter Africa, Cooking for Wellness. And also, let me remind you that to continue to discover MNC Group Global, they are your number one. They are your number one partner in minerals and food, commodity trading, real estate development, and general logistics, procurement, management, consultancy, investment advisory, import and export. They have headquarters in East Legon. They have one in Hong Kong, in Guangzhou, in China, Johannesburg, in South Africa. Now, trust us to maximize your value in every deal, and please reach us on MNC Group at mncgroup@gh.com or call us on 0302 998 246 or 026 5505 337. MNC Group, totally reliant. Eugene, what do you make of this development? We don't have, the details are scanty, so we have the next 10 minutes in fact, the next 8 minutes to deal with this, otherwise they'll take us off. So
I think the most important thing
4
is
minutes
that
each, yes.
The clerk to Parliament, Mr. Beneza Jetro, has issued a release on behalf of Parliament that, yes, an arrest has taken place in the Netherlands. And like Riley saying, information is scanty, but if indeed what you are hearing is true, then it goes to the heart of our security setup. You know, the backgrounds of people who want to enter our political space. It's something that must be a concern for all. Because what I'm hearing, if this case goes back 10 years ago, well before the guy became a member of Parliament, then what were our security agencies doing? Basically. You understand? And if indeed what we are hearing is true, it's a huge embarrassment to our political class. You understand? That a member of Parliament travels and is arrested in a foreign land. You know, it's not the best. It's not the best. But it means that we have to keep working with all the external security agencies to sometimes get to the bottom of these matters. You know, people who have lived abroad, if they want to come and, you know, seek positions here, their backgrounds must be properly interrogated. You understand? You know, I mean, these days, I won't say this, I was going about 20 years ago, when you apply for certain positions in certain British institutions, you were asked to go and apply for a criminal record. Right?
Yep.
Yes, a criminal record document from the Metropolitan Police. Right? That would detail even caution statements will all be on there. You understand? And why we've allowed these things to, sometimes fall through our hands or fall through our fingers without us, doing much scrutiny to it. It's also something that sometimes the beggars believe. But hey, it's early days. Let's wait and see what transpires. And that's all I can say for now.
Yes, sir. Well, this is a very interesting case, Moro. What I can say now is that he hasn't even been formally charged from the report that I read.
Right.
And these are allegations which are being investigated by the United States and so on. So as of now, he's an innocent man, and he will remain innocent until proven guilty by a competent court of jurisdiction.
True.
Now, what happens to his seat in Parliament? I think the seat is safe until he's convicted.
Right.
Like
it happened with Amwati.
Yeah, the seat is safe until he's convicted. So, what do we do? I mean, we'll wait and see. We'll follow the news, and then we'll do the analysis as we go on. But as of now, he is an innocent man.
Until proven guilty.
He's not been convicted by any court.
All right. Let me read a few messages, and then if we have time, we'll look at the concerns that the NPP has about the arrest of the Agona West. I believe one of the communications wanted this chat like that. No, so Alfred Kodotrado says, Moro, I'm sharing my concern of the great number of Ghanaians leaving our peaceful country in South Africa. I worry whenever I hear this because of my own experience in 2010 during the World Cup. I believe it was only by God's grace that I survived. After Ghana's win against Australia, my friends and I went to a Ghanaian bar in Johannesburg to celebrate. While there, a group of South Africans surrounded us with weapons and began shooting indiscriminately. My only crime was celebrating Ghana's victory. Since that day, I have been cautious about encouraging anyone to travel to South Africa in search of greener pastures. I'm appealing to all Ghanaians to think carefully before making that journey and to consider the risk involved. Interestingly, South Africa makes about 80% of its inflows from tourism, from Africans. 80% of it. That's what is interesting. So, all right. Let me also, so this one here from Mancha Bruce II, he says, Moro, in the realm of politics, it's customary for a person who intends to contest for a position to consult those individuals he or she regards as material to the decision-making process. The gentleman in question, who aspires to the office of Communication Director of the New Patriotic Party, did, of his own volition, consult Nana Komia in respect of his ambition. Nana Komia congratulated him on the steps taken, but advised that he withdraws and lend his support to Dennis Miracles Abaji, whom he considered the more suitable candidate. Such conduct is entirely consistent with established political practice. Where 2 or 3 associates contest a position against a field of 5 candidates, it is prudent to advise 2 of the 3 to withdraw so as to enhance the prospects of the candidates with the greatest potential. To borrow Uncle Kwesi's own expression, there are occasions when an ambition may be born out of egocentric stupidity. And he puts that in. Manche, which all Manche Bruce the second round takradi. Hey, Manche. Anyway, Alhaji Hamza from Pig Farm, he says that he says, good morning, my brother. Permit me to use your platform this morning to wish my good brother Eugene well. Those who know him back in the UK, he was so helpful to all. He's more than qualified for the General Secretary position. Moreover, I totally also agree with the comments made by Uncle Kwesi in connection with the xenophobic attacks on other blacks in SA. Moreover, you need to be in SA to see things for yourself. The authorities in SA must also be blamed for all that is happening in SA. Authorities there have no respect for the rule of law, but I'm happy to see the President has approved the presidential order for over 300 Ghanaians to be brought home. This is a brilliant move by the President. That's from Alhaji Hamza from Pig Farm. Mark Kojoboafo, your very good friend, he says that, good morning, Uncle Kwesi has said it all about South Africa. South Africa's unemployment rate is 33%, and for the youth, it is over 60%. Wow. When people are desperate, foreigners are taking our jobs, becomes an easy scapegoat. Many migrants run small shops, drive taxis, or work in construction for lower pay. Locals see shops in townships owned by Somalis, Ethiopians, Pakistanis, Nigerians, and feel locked out of the economy. Reality check. Studies show migrants create jobs and often do work locals won't. But perception beats data when you're hungry. The attacks are almost economics and politics more than hatred of foreigners. When people feel the state fail them, they look for someone to blame. Migrants are visible, vulnerable, and have little political power, so they become the target. I still remember it was Way Down South, a program on a GBC radio. Hey. Now, Kwesi Reynolds in Agona Odobeng says, please, I just 2 days. Uncle Kwesi Kweku Baku, who is returning. Okay, you want to know when Uncle Kweku Baku will return to Good Morning Ghana? He will. Take it from me shortly. You'd see him. Mansa Musa says, more, hopefully this Value for Money Office Act is going to be the best bureaucratic tool that will correct public procurement malfeasance once and forever. Ghana, just as the UK, we train more lawyers and legal professionals than doctors and scientists, yet rule of law and justice system in Ghana is nothing to write home about, and that should be corrected. Thanks and good morning from Mansa Musa. Samuel Brian Abuabeng says, whatever it is, I hope the Asante Achimempi comes through it. Tell my big brother Ugas, if chop alone, he will pee alone. I don't know what that means. Someone brand boy, this your see, I don't understand. Something. Anyway, okay. So good morning, my brother. What is this on your screen? Because Pratt is talking, and this thing is on your screen. Okay, we'll check that. That's from Carlos Modedudia. But it says that let me use this occasion, especially on. Okay, all right. So this one is an old message. Now, Reverend Samuel Eji of the PNC says, good morning. Very touching discussions this morning, and I congratulate you on your panel. Moro, the main issue is that we must, as Ghanaians, put all necessary parties and politics behind us and build a solid foundation for all Ghanaians, no matter where one comes from or a political party one belongs. Moro, even among ourselves in the same political party, if masked men beat their own member like what happened yesterday and sometimes beat up others because they disagree with them, then what type of society are we building? It is my prayer that Ghanaians will see ourselves as one people, no nation with one destiny, one nation with one destiny. Well, when you allow impunity to thrive, that's what happens. It doesn't matter what the reasons are, but when you beat up somebody, the law must take its course. Reverend Jones Latte from the UK, good morning. It's good to hear from you. Aziz Donla, my very good friend, from Wa says, the youth in the Upper West region are unhappy with the lack of progress on the Wa-Bole-Wenchi Road project. In fact, as citizens of this country, we're spectacularly disappointed the delay in executing the project. Using 19 hours to travel from Wa to Accra is not only unacceptable, but witchcraft as well. Thanks to the government and Ministry of Road for the swift response to our demand. Aziz Dongla. Aziz, long time. I think somebody mentioned to me sometime that you intend to contest the NDC Regional Communications Office. I don't know if it's true. If it's true, you can confirm that. This one here from Eben from Kwabenya says, applause to NIMOS for their determination to combat the Galamsey menace seriously, no matter the sabotage by some greedy few with the national security. I believe in Kenabua, and no amount of allegations against him and his team can stand the light of day. Go ahead and do the job without fear or favor, because you have the president's full support. Team NIMOS, greetings, Honorable Julius Debra, Chief of Staff, Honorable Peter Kwesi of Tema Shipyard, Honorable MC Agbo of Ghana. I think Boy is doing well under very difficult circumstances. You know, he's not getting the insufficient resources to do the job. But these things, when you raise it, say nobody gets sufficient resources to, he must manage. So it is what it is. Anyway, so I guess that we would have to end it here because our time is up. And I want to say a big thanks to our esteemed guests, our distinguished guests who have joined us this morning. I'm talking about the former Member of Parliament for the Sobin constituency, Eugene Boachi Entry, who is aspiring to become the next General Secretary of the New Patriotic Party. Well, the Good Morning Ghana team and everybody wishes him well. We have no doubt that he can do the job. But of course, it's entirely up to delegates to decide, and so we can only wish him well. And also, Mr. Kwesi Pratt Jr., who is a former managing editor of the Inside newspaper, a veteran, seasoned journalist, and elderly statesman. Thank you very much. They started the show, I keep saying this, so it tells you how much he means to the show. They started it 24 years ago, and he's been consistent. Long live Kwesi Pratt. And, Kwesi Pratt for 2032. As far as we campaign for, he said he's not interested, but we'll do it. Myself and one of his very, very good friends, Jennifer, and a few of us, we started some campaign, Kwesi Pratt 2032. Because you would have been in your 80s. I'll see on film, please. Have a good day. Thanks for watching. Good morning, guys.
There's a saying that if nominated, I will not accept. If elected, I will serve.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Have a good day. Bye-bye. Thanks for watching. Oh, today is Vanessa's birthday, actually. So Vanessa Odoto. Ali, this is your surname. This gives me problems. Vanessa's birthday is today. I nearly forgot. Vanessa is one of the hard-working as a production assistant here. And today is her birthday. Yeah, she turns 35.
Oh, young one.
Yes, she turns 35 today. And
why are you?
Okay, all right. So let me take that back. She's not 35 years. I'm taking that back. Uncle Sister, I should take that back. But today is her birthday. So happy birthday. Oh, Charlie, put her picture on the screen and let's see her. This beautiful woman. For security reasons. I
don't know.
We will feel unsafe. We will put your picture. No, I'm not sure what the insecurity or the unsafe issues here. Why? You don't want to get a boyfriend. Let's put a picture there.
But who told you she doesn't have?
At 35, you think at 35
who told you she doesn't have?
Oh no, she said she doesn't have.
Hey, Moro.
Yes,
and you believe her?
Yes, I believe her. Yes, I believe her. Vanessa said she doesn't have a boyfriend, so she's searching. So I wanted a picture to put up so that if somebody's interested, I asked the person to call me.
Marketing.
Vanessa, happy birthday. Oh God, what can I say? Look, you're a fantastic person. You're a lovely person. Very hardworking. Very, very studious at what she does. Here we go. Very, very. She doesn't joke with her job at all. She writes very well, eh? She's a very, very good writer. Very, very forceful. When you should see her when she's doing a report. I mean, she does a professional job, you know. Vanessa. And she's what? What else do you want me to say? Hey, you people, we are telling me a lot of things. Anyway, Vanessa, happy birthday. Take care of yourself. Bye-bye. I don't do this thing like
if I was Beyonce, you could be my chica. If I were Rihanna, would you be my ASAP Rocky? They do me like deja vu, cause the love is so bad. It's forbidden like taboo.
Hello everyone, my name is Glorious.